never know.
I suppose.
Green and... Oh! Oh, it's green! It's working!
Awesome.
Very nice.
Well, damn.
Alright, so... tentatively, we are streaming... So, as we move here to continue the rising of Belkzen, you guys are split up. I of course procrastinated on the Texter-P, and so that didn't really happen. Though also, you know, we didn't want to do the whole adventure in that if we were going to meet again in 3 days. So yeah, I'll sort of summarize for each of you what would have happened in the Texter-P. Maybe we'll do it, maybe we won't. Leon, he was a local, or not local because they wander, but he was a low-level cleric of Desna. That's why. And Darby, your boss basically berates you about not killing unnecessarily.
Alright.
Like, hold up. Isn't this like a lawful city? Shouldn't there be a repercussion for killing people?
Lawful does not prevent racism.
Well...
No, I meant, like, you can't just kill people for being racist.
Well, they were technically attacking Darby, so he does have a self-defense claim that would hold up in court.
Okay, if you say so.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
was
did
just-
get attacked by the mob, so... You know, sometimes you need to make an example, otherwise they're just going to keep doing it.
Sure, I suppose.
It's horrific, but necessary.
You are, however, in trouble with both the Paladin and the Hell Knight. But that will be dealt with at a later date, because your hearing is scheduled for after Landiers.
And I'm delivering Landier to my paladin friend so we can have the hearing whenever that is.
Yep.
Tomorrow, I think.
So Landier, how are you're sort of restrained?
Yep.
How are you reacting to this situation right now?
He's unconscious.
Poorly. Yeah, probably the best thing would be for me to be unconscious, knock me out with a long stick whenever you get the chance. I'm trying to just attack anything that comes near me. I'm just completely... I've lost my mind, essentially. I'm limbless. I am now...
You're not limbless.
Oh, no, I'm a Qlipoth now. Now I'm a Qlipoth. So, yeah, I'm now a completely different creature type that's a fucking monster, essentially. And
Yes.
I'm just trying to lash out at anything that comes within reach and get my revenge.
Right, but didn't you escape from us?
And we retconned that.
Oh, okay.
Basically, he wanted to attack you so bad he could have escaped. He could have withdrew and just got away, but he tried to attack you and didn't even get an attack off because you knocked him down so quick. So he had no armor, no anything.
Okay.
So, yeah. So you with an unconscious Landier are headed to the hearing.
Wait, what hearing is this?
His hearing to see if he's allowed to continue being a knight.
Okay,
It
makes sense.
It was set up before the most recent developments.
Okay.
So, as you head there, your paladin friend sort of leads you into the palace. Here, the palace is a beautiful yet very well militarily fortified castle, which would be impenetrable in a siege. It looks like 20 men here could hold off a crowd of 10,000 surrounding it.
Cool.
It's just so well organized and well done. You're immediately met by guards who ask you to explain the unconscious evil outsider you have with you.
Well, this man is a knight, or what used to be. He was then corrupted, and now he has a hearing to see if he can be a knight. If he can still be a knight, I guess.
Because you are also a paladin of Lastwall, they believe you.
Okay, cool.
And actually make a diplomacy check. Yeah, they believe you. And they let you in.
I guess we are all there.
Yeah, sorry, I got interrupted. Yeah, so,
Anybody who wants to
Right.
witness the hearing can be there, I
Yeah.
guess.
Currently, Landier doesn't have an attorney, and he is technically entitled to one. The paladin points out, and anyone with a decent knowledge local would know that. So...
Let me see if Kufat has profession barista. Because I think I might have given him that.
Sadly, the paladin says, someone who's worked so closely with the knight would be considered would not be considered ideal. It would be almost as bad as representing yourself.
I don't have it.
Alright, so now he is entitled to a lawyer, given that he is not in a position to pay for one himself. I mean, I guess we could take his money, but I don't think he'll hire one properly.
Should you just give him one?
Yeah, I mean, he's in a situation where the best he can hope for at this point is being imprisoned instead of killed on account of...
Being unable to die?
That, and on account of who he used to be. I think I know a guy who could maybe make that happen.
Honestly, the point of this hearing is just to see if he's like dishonorably discharged, or he's gonna stay a night while in prison. Because we can't actually kill him, no matter how many times we try.
Well, you don't necessarily know that that's still the case now that he's out now to Clipoth.
I suppose, yeah, sure.
Because each time he got killed, he got more corrupted. Now that there's no more corrupted for him to be, it might be that he can't be, or that he can be killed now.
He's reached the end of the line, sort of.
Yes, he has all 10 manifestations and is has the evil, chaotic, and Clipoth subtypes. He is a Clipoth.
I think he posted that picture in somewhere.
Does he act like this, or is he still acting like Landier?
No,
he acts like a Clipoth.
Okay.
He kind of has traces of Landier's personality, and he remembers Landier's life, but he acts like a Clipoth in all ways applicable.
If you scroll up in Rising of Belkson, you'll see the disturbing image of what I look like now.
Yeah, it's not exactly like that, because there's extra limbs there, which mechanically speaking he doesn't have. But
you get the gist.
We get the picture.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm snarling, waving my tentacles and claws around.
And roll also knowledge local.
Got it.
Or
Everyone,
nobility.
or
anyone who
everyone,
can.
or just
Anybody who can.
All right. Quist, you with that knowledge and ability check, you actually know who the paladin is talking about in terms of the potential attorney who she thinks could get Landir life instead of death. You know that the best attorney in town is, let me get his name, is Izat. He is, I think, a half-elf, or a full elf, I can't tell.
The name sounds like something a rapper would say.
And you do know where to find him. And if you mention his gnome, apparently.
Okay, so shall we go get him then?
You can do that. He would. This palace is, you know, kind of serving as the courthouse in this case, so he would be here in this building.
Okay.
Cool. I'd like to gather if he knows what he looks like, we'll just look for him. If not, I'll gather information to know what he looks like. I'd like to ask him for
you don't know what he looks like, but you know you know enough about what he looks like to recognize him when you see him, and you also, more importantly, know where you would find him in the building.
Oh, cool. Let's go there then.
All right, so you go to his office. He is currently between cases. Let me get an image of him. I'll just plop it on the screen, just in the street among you guys.
Yep.
Oh, there it is. So, you guys need to approach him to ask him to represent this outsider.
Mm-hmm.
You knock on his door. And he said, well, or I shouldn't say you do that. What do? You're outside his door.
We're gonna knock on his door and wait for him to allow us to go inside.
All right. How does he respond to being knocked on the door?
The door slowly opens for them.
Cool.
All right.
Hello.
How can I help you? How can I help you? You see a desk piled with papers and books, and you see picking over the top of the desk. You see what looks like to be a gnome, but not like any gnome you've seen. Very ashen-faced and white-haired, and just not at all the colorful, vibrant gnome that you've been used to in tales or experiences in general.
We heard there is a famous attorney here. Have you seen him?
Well, it must not be famous if you have to ask.
Oh, you're the attorney. That's very progressive. Yeah. We would like you to represent a client. It's a bit peculiar, but
Well, I've seen my share of peculiarities in my long time here.
well, we can describe him to you. Describe you the case. You might be.
First, we should discuss my retainer. My normal retainer is $1,000, 1,000 gold. That is at the minimum. I will require more depending on the investigation and how much effort on my part is required. Unless it is the case I believe in, then I will waive my fee if I feel the case is just.
Well, we can probably afford that. So let's sit down and tell him the story.
All right.
Can you give me like a 2-3 sentence, just what you would describe it, just so I can role play it out a little bit?
We in our group we had in our group of knights we had an orc, a half orc, who was corrupted, and now he is fully corrupted and is under the control of whatever demon corrupted him. And
How did he become corrupted?
Oh, we don't really know.
Roll bluff.
Do I know?
You're right. You don't. I don't know if you would know. I know other
Like
members of the party do.
I will not lie, just
Yeah.
to make it clear. But if
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he basically disclosed everything. There was that one point where he tried to hide it, and then he basically just said, "Fuck it, I'm going to tell everyone everything." Essentially,
Well, he died at one point and decided to make a deal with this demon that allowed him to come back to life at the cost of being corrupted initially. But then it got worse and worse, just like every corruption does.
was the advancement of his own volition, or was he coerced or persuaded or forced into that position?
From what I hear, it was forced, but I'm not really a good judge of character.
And you described the various incidents that accelerated. Yep. Okay. And he thinks, and this is an interesting case, not one I've ever had to deal with before. He did take on the corruption willingly, so in that regard, he is responsible for his own guilt. But
he might be an idiot, but that doesn't really mean he's a guilty.
But it's hard to say what any of us would have done in the same position. I will take on your case. No charge. I'm interested to see how this will play out.
Yeah. Your commander would also mention that in the context where he made the choice, it was during an adventure, while infiltrating an orcish base, and for all he knew, his presence would make the difference between everyone else getting away and everyone else being killed.
That does lend a little bit credence to his choice, but still, I will say I make no guarantees on the outcome of this case. There is a lot going against him, but I will give him the best defense I am able to. And he looks at some books, and he looks up some facts, figures, precedents that would help for the purposes of whatever. And is it like immediate, or is it like, does he have some time? How much time would he have to prepare?
For the purposes of it not being stupid, I'll say that he does have at least a few days to prepare.
Right. I mean, that would make. They want to at least give him a chance to look it over. So I interview everybody. So I know basically everything you know at this point. So I've interviewed everybody, and then I've looked up presidents, and obviously we're not going to go over the specifics, but just in general, he has a defense prepared, essentially.
All right. Cool. So,
does anyone before we start? Does anyone want to lie to him or try to bluff or try to not be forthcoming?
Definitely not me, since I'll lose my cup.
Okay, just in case I want to assume that. In case anyone does, I want to give you that opportunity.
Doing my best to say as little as possible.
Okay, I can't lie, right?
Your circumstances could, another part of your code could trump that part of your code. Failing that, you are not allowed to lie.
Cool.
So I guess I'll summarize what I think the legal precedent would probably be for this kind of thing, which is basically him having taken the corruption willingly makes him responsible legally for things he did while under the corruption. However, there is precedent for crimes done under mental duress, even under those kinds of circumstances, being pardoned. And there's just kind of not a consistent case law regarding whether or not corrupted individuals tend to be killed or imprisoned. It seems to have the ruling seems to generally be made on sort of pragmatic grounds, i.e. whether or not they can be contained. And also on the ground, sort of like what have they previously accomplished to warrant keeping them around or protecting them? You know, someone who has accomplished a lot for the Crusade is going to have an easier time getting sympathy than someone who kind of really hasn't.
Okay. And in making that case, I'll just, in case you want to have this, a 30 profession barrister check to make those arguments.
All right. Well, that'll be applicable during the hearing. And so, is there anything you guys want to do over the next couple of days?
Keeping my head down as much as possible.
Can I do some crafting?
Yeah, you'd have. Here, I'll roll.
What crafting feats do you have?
Scrolls and wands.
Cool. Because I have wonders and magic arms and armor if you want anything.
You have 4 days to
Awesome.
craft.
Okay.
The problem is we have. I don't have any money because I just made this character. So.
Yeah, I have some.
Let me get the sheet up. Okay, so are we just dissolving the money for Aaron, or are we keeping that around?
Yeah,
I
we're
think so,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. The problem is, how would we give money to Landia?
That's a good question, and there's a lot to unpack with. Yeah, things like that. We don't actually know how much. We don't have any loot to disperse except for that, so we can wait till after. So you don't want anything to craft now, but you can have like a couple thousand. Oh, we have some flat cash. So people can have like 10,000 gold if they want it for crafting.
Would I have that?
What? Come again?
10,000 GP for everybody for crafting purposes.
Would I have that?
Wow.
Seeing as how I just joined.
That was you were just the tail end. But either Kufath takes it or you take it. Essentially,
I'm going to. While you guys are discussing this, I'm actually going to take off because now it seems like I guess now's a good time for me to do that.
Sure, yeah, definitely.
Just a few minutes.
We could give us time to talk about it. So either Kufath will take it, or you take it, or we split it amongst the party. Those would be the three options.
Would anybody be against me taking it?
Whatever.
Okay, by me.
Okay, then I guess Sana's gonna take that share.
Okay. So everyone,
Do you remember Leon's deal?
right? I'll figure that out. Okay, give me a second.
Take your time.
10, and then
And by the way, we probably don't need a Wand of Lesser Restoration anymore, because next level I'll get like a D4 on every on hands.
Yeah,
but-
abilities.
that's true.
But you can die, so
Yeah, it's not a bad thing to have on hand. Like it just you can spam it. Like if you get hit with a bunch of it, then we don't have to burn through all your lay on hands. It's good to have
Sure,
around.
sure.
It's good to have on around. If you get hit with
And
a
we
bunch.
do have a crafter, so it goes down from 420 for 4,200, I think, to 201 to 2,100. I'm not sure what the price was on it. I think it might have been 4,500.
yeah, that's the original price of the wand.
So if you craft it for us, that'll be half.
Yeah.
For 2,250.
BRB.
Oh, yeah.
So you should probably do that. You should probably do that. And we can like split the price of it 5 ways.
I'm starting to craft my wand of Scorching Ray though,
Oh,
because I need
guess-
I need something to do in combat besides when I'm not using spells.
that's cool. That's cool. That's okay.
Okay.
I'm still not sure how my enfeebled mercy works. Does it remove like drain? What does it do?
What mercy was that?
It's called enfeebled. A paladin dispels any magical effect that are reducing one of the target's ability score.
I figured that out right. So if everyone goes to the Belkson sheet, that's how much gold you have to add to your sheet. So I don't have to PM all of you.
Yep.
And then just delete it once you've taken it off. And then you can also take the amount of gold that's below your name on line 32, because that's what everyone paid for the resurrection.
I didn't think I get. What did you say?
You get 10,000 flat.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and once you add it, just let me know or delete it off the sheet either way, and I'll delete it.
Yeah, I have added it.
Okay, I'll delete you, Torsiv. And you had 0 for resurrection because you don't care about the little boy. As it turned out, you were the reasonable one. We should have just killed him, but still, that's kind of a dick move. But anyway,
All right,
Darby?
I'm good.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay,
15 minutes.
so you got your total of 9682.
Yep.
Okay, delete you. Darby, are you here? Okay,
Never mind. I'm gonna stay here.
909.
What the hell?
There's the Derby I know and tolerate. So Humam, you get a good chunk of change. Do you want me to add it for you, or can you do it?
Can you repeat that?
Gold, if you want it, you have. Kufaf didn't take his percent of the resurrection back. I mean, you could take it. You can give it to the group. I don't know what you want to do with that 2,900 gold. I don't really care.
I really don't care. If you guys want to share it, you can share it. If you guys just want to give it to this new character, we can give it to this new character.
Okay, it'll be group loot then. So then you just get 12,250. Come on. Did you get that?
No, I did not get that.
For Belkson loot, you get 12,250 gold.
12,000. What else?
I'll PM you.
Yeah, please do that.
I was really wondering why he had us grab some random lawyer guy until you pulled the character out of your ass.
I'm glad that not everyone got it. That makes me happy.
Because it makes no sense to pull just a random lawyer.
Why not? Like, why wouldn't I? I deserve a lawyer. I'm a good teammate.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying, okay, so like IRL, lawyers are required to defend you to the best of their ability, even if they think you're guilty. So it doesn't matter if you're a friend or not. You see where I'm going with this? Like, literally anyone could do that job, and we had a paladin say, hey, I'm willing to do that job. And he went, nah, not here. We gotta find a real lawyer.
But I built an actual lawyer. I got a +20 profession barrister. Got good bluff, good diplomacy, good sense motive, all that.
That's exactly what filled it in for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wouldn't make sense if it was random NPC.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, we'll yeah. I'm not sure how much you can RP it, but we'll figure it out as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
So then, what do you want to do? Do you just want to like hold Lander's loot for the time being?
I guess we kind of have to.
Yeah. So yeah,
do exactly the same thing that happened to Kufath's loot, which is give it to you.
Yeah.
At the end.
We'll figure we'll talk about it.
Yep.
After the session, we'll see how it goes, and we'll probably have a conversation afterwards. But yeah, it's I had fun building this thing. So I got to play with some things I probably wouldn't pick for normal, just because I wanted to get his profession up pretty high.
Yeah, there are some legal skills and feats. So
I didn't find those exactly, but I did find some good profession stuff. So plus 20 is respectable for this level.
yeah, there are some that specifically call profession lawyer or barrister somewhere.
I couldn't find any, but I did anyway. I didn't max it out extremely, but I got him, pretty good. Enough for defense, at least.
All I know is that depending on things, I might have to get an alternate character. I just feel like everything's kind of gone wrong with this one from an RP standpoint.
Yeah,
like things were never meant to get to this going down the rabbit hole of darkness.
I don't think it's that bad, but whatever works for you, bro.
In general, I find that I don't like the being part of a group that gets to tell you how to act. That's not a thing I enjoy as a player.
Well, you guys have heard how I feel about our two NPC overlords, so
yeah, right. So hopefully we can figure out a way. But the next adventure sounds different, so we'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
The next two actually adventures sound different.
So what's the goal here with Landir and your new barrister dude?
So I don't like basically I don't want to say too much, but he's gonna try and get Landir off, and we'll see if we can.
Does he have profession prostitute to get him off?
I was thinking profession masseuse, but yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, he's to get him out of the legal situation he's in and into a more beneficial situation. But the likelihood is Landir has a lot stacked against him. He has done a lot of bad things. He recently just killed a member of the group, which isn't great. So
that part of the group was immediately resurrected.
But still, it happened. It happened. I mean, you can't deny that it happened. That's not great. He's not obviously a danger to others. If he thinks you're a threat, he will kill you. He's now trying to kill anyone who comes near him. He's not putting himself in the best possible light to get a good defense here. But we'll see.
Because the scenario we got when we got here was that he was either being imprisoned or killed.
Yeah, and now he actually probably can be killed, so that's an option. So maybe the best option, is just literally just imprison him and keep him from doing anything evil. Maybe that's the best opportunity. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll figure out. I don't know how much like that. It might just be a fast forward. This is the end, or it might be more of an RP. We'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
it
what's your
does
new
seem
class,
weird to me to keep him alive from like a social perspective.
Certainly. At this point, I mean, when he was still like a half orc and he could be like maybe turned back into like his old form, it made a lot more sense now than where he's like a little monster who should be killed.
Yeah.
On sight. But we'll see how it goes.
So what's your new class, by the way?
What was that?
What's your new class? What's your new character?
I'm an expert in barristing.
Oh, it's just an expert. I thought this is gonna be like a new character.
I can be lawyer skills are not to be, you shouldn't poo-poo lawyer skills. You can lawyer yourself out of any situation, really. Like you can just be like, hey, it's a legal weapons charge. I can get you put away for 5 to 10 with that. You should put those weapons down.
I had a buddy that built the bureaucratic samurai.
Oh, okay.
He would challenge people to duels in triplicate.
How's like 3 people at a time?
No, as in paperwork in triplicate. You've legally been challenged to a duel. You need to sign these 3 papers.
Ugh. That's funny.
Like all kinds of red tape and a samurai.
Kevin, would you say a plus 15 spellcraft can get us anything at this level? In terms of crafting?
Not everything, no. Most things you probably can afford. But
Everything we needed to say.
but it depends on your. If you want to do it at half speed, you want to do a double speed. I mean, then with that +5, a lot of things will put you over probably. But it gets you most things probably.
Because my old the other Santa had a +18.
Yeah, that would I would say with what the gold we have, most things you can probably a few things I could think of. Like you try to craft like a pearl of power that above your level that double speed, you couldn't do that. But most things you probably could, unless there's a lot of like requirements you're trying to like negate or things like that. So it's basically I would say it's at the point you probably should still look at each item and make the calculation. That's what we usually do.
What about Pearls of Power?
Right, the Pearls of Power are one of the hardest things to craft. It starts out at like 17, I think. So 22 is the base check if you meet the qualifications. It's 27 if you don't meet the qualifications, and 32 if you are doing a double speed and you don't meet the qualifications.
The only qualification is having craft on this item.
No, you need to have the right level.
Oh yeah, I do have that. So it would be 23 because I'm trying to craft it at double speed.
That would be 27 because you had 5 to the caster level for base.
Oh, right. So 26 is what I'm aiming for. 23.
Mom, are you using arms and armor currently?
You know what? Fuck the Pearls of Power. You can go ahead and craft whatever you want.
Okay.
Leon.
We have what, 4 days?
We have 4 days. Yes.
Okay. What is a... No, that's too high. Can you do 2 + 2 armors?
Can you
I don't remember the cost.
What's the armor exactly? Do you want me to craft the actual armor?
No, I have the armor. It's non-magical currently. It's just masterwork. So.
Okay, so you want me to enchant it with a +2?
Yeah, and it's a shield too. So I was wondering if you could do 2 + 2s.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing I was gonna look up.
Let's see. For a +2, it would be 2k at crafting.
Okay, so 4k is...
I don't know how to calculate the DC for crafting arms and armor.
It's probably fine.
It's you need to have a caster level of 3 times the enhancement bonus of whatever you're trying to craft. So if you are trying to craft a +3, you need to be 8 + 9. You need to have 9 caster level.
Yeah,
So
and if you have
it's so I can make it for you in half the time it requires.
Okay.
So you can actually get the shield and the armor at +2 within the 4 days.
Okay, there's what, 2 more days left?
No, that's within 4 days. That's it. So like 2 days for the armor, 2 days for the shield.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's all the time we have. And that would cost you 4k because it's 2k for the shield, 2k for the armor.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That'll get me over. That'll get me to 21. So I'll be happy with that.
I'm gonna buy a Rod of Reach. Lesser of. Cool. I bought some stuff. Kevin, was that 2,250 from Leon?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Did you calculate the Leon bonus for my money?
Yeah.
Cool. So.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I think that took a little longer than I'd hoped. I'm sorry, but I'm good now.
Awesome.
So, I assume you've got that stuff settled?
Yep.
Yes.
So that just leaves, unless there's anything else you want to do before the hearing, that just leaves the hearing itself.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
You guys, are any of you not going?
Probably me.
All right. So you'll not be present for what's about to occur.
Yep.
Okay. That's all. Then those of you who are going, enter the what's basically the throne room. Lastwall isn't ruled by a king; it's ruled by the basically the head of its military, who in this case is a dude. Through those local and nobility checks, having those bonuses, you easily know this. That the head of Lastwall is actually a kid, like around 1920. His name is he's Watcher Lord Ulthan II. He is a paladin of a lower level than you guys are. But he was chosen for basically being an exemplar of virtue.
Seems shady as fuck.
I mean, he is.
Is there a high priest?
What?
Is there a high priest in Vigil?
Yeah, and there are other persons with power.
Cool. That kid is getting slammed down by the high priest. Then. Probably.
There's a council, and in fact... Sorry, my computer just bugged me about something. There is a council of people who rule along with him. He's just kind of ultimately in charge. And most of them have the number of class levels you would expect from a head of state. So yeah. You're let in, and there are quite a few paladins there. There are, I want to say, 7 members of that council. And in the center of them, there is a large... I say large, it's not actually that ornate. Really, the only thing setting it apart is that it's in the middle. It's, clearly the head of the table.
Mm-hmm.
It's currently empty, and the hearing is now, and he seems not to be present.
What the hell?
Asking around with a gather information check. What's going on?
Do you leave to ask around?
Like, I ask around, like, the courtroom, I guess, or whatever we're sitting now.
He was dealing with a disturbance at the graveyard earlier. He might still be handling that.
Any info on what kind of disturbance it was? Some sort of crypt being flung open by some kids, maybe?
No. That was several months ago. In this case, the problem was that a pair of graves were dug up and the bodies are missing. Undead being undead, that was something that warranted immediate attention.
Shouldn't he have been here by now?
It wasn't that long ago that he left. He wouldn't have gone if he had thought it would force him to miss this, but, well, sometimes duty calls, and as that at that moment, the door opens and he comes in like panting. He's like I say, he's about 19 or 20. He is pretty darn conventionally attractive. He's wearing he's wearing golden Knights of Ozim armor. And he quickly scuffles up to the chair and says, "I'm sorry I'm late. I had to deal with something at the graveyard. A couple of corpses went missing."
A cutie.
A couple of what went missing?
Corpses. 2 graves were dug up and the bodies went missing. We've not discovered anything, and well, it became clear that my presence really wasn't going to benefit things anymore, so I came on down here as fast as I could.
Missing corpses. That can't be good.
No, it can't.
Should we get this on the road?
No, as I say, my presence there isn't going to help anything at this point.
I meant this hearing.
Yes. So, the defendant, I suppose that's him unconscious and bound?
Yeah.
Alright. Has he signed anything official? And he turns to, Ezit. Has he signed anything officially accepting you as his representative?
I hand over a beautifully calligraphied document that, with a scrawl at the bottom, a straight line that ripped through the page that would say, "Yes, here is the document."
I see. I'm sorry, this won't do. My understanding is that the patient's name is, or not the patient, is that the defendant's name is not so vulgar.
I cannot test, and we have witnesses that are signed below that he was there and he did agree. He is just not in the state of mind to. He did agree to have me as attorney, but he is not. He is not in his own, acting in his own best interest at this moment.
Yes, and I will allow you to represent him as a result, but I do still have to give him the opportunity in front of my own eyes to speak in his defense.
I understand that you have to do that. Proceed.
All right. So an elf who is next to him, who is, or not her. Let me find the council. Yeah, so there are 5. I said 7 earlier, there are actually 10.
Wow, no tiebreaker.
Well, that's not counting the Watcher Lord, so there are 11. Yeah.
That's a good point. What is the legal voting? What is the thing? Majority.
He's the only one with an actual vote, but he will discuss it with the others.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know.
And he, they are all clearly more experienced than he is. I'm pretty sure that this can work. So it will be the elf, or rather half-elf, one of the people she's kind of she has like fiery hair. She looks like she has some kind of sorceress blood. And she stands up and creates an inward-facing magic circle against evil, and puts Landir's unconscious body inside of it.
What's the result? If he gets evil, what is the result of that?
He can't exit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a will save, or he just like straight up can't exit?
In this case, this one has some last wall iconography built into the runes, so it probably works a little different. In this case, he just straight up can't exit, no save, and it doesn't matter that he wasn't summoned.
Would it affect his saves if or skill or anything like that being in there?
No, it wouldn't affect any of his statistics.
Okay, that's all I was asking, in case he has to make any
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Though someone inside there would benefit from protection from evil, so their AC against if they went in there and he attacked them, their AC would be increased.
That's fair.
Yeah. It should block anything he attempts to do to escape, including magic. It won't, because it's inward facing. It won't block external attempts to get him out of there.
Okay.
So
Only we had that when we were there. And...
Yeah. So with that done, another member of the council, who is a cleric, channels positive energy and gets him up from the non-lethal damage. He still has quite a bit of non-lethal damage on him, but he should probably be conscious at this point. With only he should conscious with only a few hit points. Though no, that you stop taking non-lethal damage after you get down to where it would kill you. So yeah, he would definitely be conscious. So, he wakes up. He's in a magic circle. He is surrounded by paladins. Like, on all sides, most of whom he's never seen before. He probably recognizes the Watcher Lord. At least, speaking abstractly. He also has multiple marks of justice on him.
What is that? I don't know.
Basically, if he hurts anyone or tries to escape, Bestow Curse activates and fucks him over.
Gotcha. As soon as he awakens, he says, I can smell the stink of righteousness on you.
I doubt it smells worse than you do. Now.
Damn.
You've been awoken so that you may speak in your defense before I condemn you to a punishment. Do you have anything to say about why I should allow you to live?
Well, I still have lots of work to do, so you should let me live and set me free so I can get to work.
Of what nature?
Is he under compulsion to tell the truth?
No.
Okay, so he's gonna break out his pitiful bluff. I think it's
most courtrooms have like truth zone. Zone of truth.
Yeah, that's a good point. It probably should
Yeah.
have Zone of Truth on it, so he would get a will save against that.
okay.
Like, I'm just saying because you did that in the last.
Yeah,
courtroom.
yeah, I'd just forgotten about that.
Natural 20? No, 15.
Second level spell.
It's pretty low roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you are compelled to tell the truth.
Okay. Well, first off, I want to kill most of the people in this courtroom. Scratch that. All the people in this courtroom, and then do the good works of my benefactor. And I name the benefactor, whoever she is. I can't remember offhand. Is it Rova? Not Rovagug. What is it?
Uorang.
I can't pronounce that, but yeah, he does. He does his.
That's not even the worst one. Clip-off lord names are unpronounceable.
So he does his whatever his best would be to pronounce that name.
He would pronounce it crystal clear. All 4 tongues, perfectly on point. He speaks Abyssal, no accent of any kind.
And he does it with a loving whatever emotion he can put into that word. The only good positive emotion you've heard him say since he had that corruption last session. This is the only joy he's ever seemed to feel.
All right. The sorcerer, he simply turns to the sorceress and says, "I think we've heard enough from the horse's mouth." He nods at the sorceress, who detects magic on you for 3 rounds, and seeing that you don't have anything active that would remove this, begins to cast Magic Missile.
Shouldn't the...
I'd say Admonishing Ray would be better, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, Admonishing Ray would be better. So shoots that ray at you. It would break the circle, but he's going to be unconscious, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and my touch is without anything is not that great, so I'm guessing it hits.
Well, actually, the reason for Magic Missile is because
auto hit.
Yeah. So there's no chance of that.
Either way, it's fine. Go on.
So missiles spring from you. You feel the circle break, but you're not going to get out in time for them to close. And then, as they converge on you, you disappear. And there's no more Landir in the room.
Damn.
So where did he go?
What happened exactly? What transpired?
As the magic missiles were headed toward Landir, he vanished, and then, not knowing where their target is, the magic missiles kind of go insane and just hit the floor. Or, like, fly around the room and, like, hit random aspects of the floor and the wall and the ceiling.
So what the fuck just happened?
Like teleport.
He didn't well, you can roll spellcraft or knowledge planes to see what might have happened there.
24 spellcraft.
He didn't cast any spells at all. Between that knowledge planes and that spellcraft, you just saw an outsider being called from the opposite direction that it normally is seen.
So he was called home, basically.
Yeah, he was gated by a more powerful outsider. I say gated, like he was called, summoned, brought in by a more powerful outsider.
So the question is, how did the outsider know when to call him?
I mean, when you're talking about, like, demigod-level outsiders, they're always watching.
I'll be watching you.
Okay, so now what?
Well, as you guys kind of stare at a little pile of blackish water that is all that remains of the spot where he was standing.
Did I poop myself before leaving?
It doesn't quite look like poop. It's maybe someone could roll geography or nature, figure out what this is.
Not it.
That includes
Yeah.
Quist, because you're from around here, you recognize that as the black water that exists in the Keening Hills.
Okay.
That didn't work.
The Keening Hills are an area that is super verdant and beautiful nature, but where all of the nature is corrupted and dangerous. So, you know, like, animals are prosperous as they constantly drink this water. The water is very tasty, and you are supposed to never ever drink it, because if you ever drink it, then it becomes a physical necessity for you. You get addicted to it, and if you stop drinking it, you will, the consequences will be severe. And it also kind of corrupts you, turns you into a vaguely Qliphoth-ish entity, actually.
Yeah, so he's going home. If he's called there, then yeah.
So,
as it stands up and says, "Do we wish to continue this trial in absentia?"
Wasn't the verdict already reached?
no, it wasn't.
That was just the verdict based on just his testimony.
All I did was end his testimony. I suppose technically we do need to know what we're going to do if and when we find him. In all likelihood, it would be wise of us to go looking. So yes, I think we do need to hear things to decide his fate.
So we are proceeding with the trial thing, even though he's not here?
Considering he was going to be unconscious for the rest of it anyway, I don't see any difficulty in that.
Yeah, that makes sense, because if he ever gets back or he's found, it's important to have a verdict, I think.
Yes, exactly. So
You do have to keep in mind that he might do something while he's wherever he is right now. That might change this verdict. He could be killing orphans right now for all we know.
But the situation doesn't ultimately change because if his being under control, does it justify it or does it not justify his actions? Basically, and whatever his actions are from here on, it doesn't substantially change the situation. He's already murdered, so
yeah. Additional wrongdoing can't really make his situation substantially worse. The question is just whether or not the question is whether he'll be imprisoned forever for the safety of all, or whether he will be killed.
Mm-hmm.
Unless someone present knows of any other options or anything else you'd want to pursue.
We do know about this alchemist that can change environment.
that was one of the things that as it was going to mention as a possibility to kind of give the leniency, give the time needed to try for that before a final solution.
The final solution.
And why do that with him when one doesn't bother with most criminals?
He has acted as honorably as a knight before this corruption, and even taking on that corruption was in order to further his mission and to save those that needed saving. And the regrettable end result was due in part to the reactions of others to his corruption, not necessarily him himself.
How so?
Many of the issues were stemmed from people attacking or otherwise engaging with him, and then him responding, and then the result of that being furthering of his corruption. So it wasn't he wasn't initiating many of these events, and I document the various things that happened,
Right.
and then showing he was just trying to act in what would be a good and honorable thing, but the end result of which was his furthering of his corruption.
I see.
Let me know if you want any roles based on all this.
Yeah, do give me a diplomacy roll or profession barrister. I'd say those are equally valid.
About the same role. See if this works. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. 31.
He seems yeah. He seems pretty persuaded by your case, actually. I see. If he could be found and restrained, and such a thing administered to him, that would work, except for the one difficulty we've just encountered.
Well, maybe not just not cast anything on him from outside of the circle. Instead, do it while inside the circle. And I raise an eyebrow at the sorcerer.
That wouldn't help. The circle doesn't block... I suppose if we did it in the context of a dimensional anchor or something else that blocks extra planet travel or teleportation. There are ways of doing that. If you could get him...
A simple deadline spell can block many things.
Nods. Alright, if you could get him into that situation, I would be willing to hear from an uncorrupted him about why his crime should be pardoned.
That is most wise and understanding on your part. Thank you for that.
Failing that, any who encounter him are going to have to do what they have to do. I leave it to their discretion. If he's brought here alive, he'll be stored in our prison until it... Or, well, the problem with that, though, is that he can get away.
If kept unconscious, it should be...
But sure you can permanency like a circle against evil.
Yeah. They probably have a dimensional anchor here, is the thing. Like here in Vigil, they probably have one. That's not outside of their... like, that is something they would have if they ever keep evil outsiders as prisoners.
Well, maybe they're just hindsighted, I guess. For this
I've written in sections that include parts of that, so if you want to include it, then that will be good.
Yeah. So yeah, if he can be gotten here by you, you're free to do it. But anyone else, here's the thing though, like if he's found anywhere else, then he can be summoned away while he's brought here. So, and the
Portable capture cells?
That's a little above our budget. I'm sorry, he's as dangerous as any other clip-off. I'm afraid I'm going to have to rule, and he's then cut off mid-sentence by a little bitty guy, who looks like a helmet, like a like a knight's helmet with wings, who teleports in and has a box floating underneath him and says, "Package for Mr. Ulthune." And he looks at the angel. Not now. Not now. Hold on, I think I'm being interrupted. No, never mind. Wait. Okay. So, package for Mr. Ulthune. He says, "Not now."
I got a call. I gotta take it.
All right.
It's cool.
So he responds with "not now." And the angel says "okay" and kind of sits there, package underneath him. And he basically rules that Landir has a death sentence pending that thing actually being applied to him and working.
Mhm.
Because if captured under any other circumstances, he's just too dangerous to be left alive because he can get away.
Okay, let's just enchant all of our weapons with the anchoring and get to work.
All right.
You laugh as if I'm not serious, but okay.
That's expensive, though.
So before you guys,
Yeah, go ahead.
before you guys have a chance to leave, leave. The angel now teleports over to right next to Ulthune and says, "Mr. Watcherlord, there's a package for you." He says, "Yes, I've heard. What's in it?" And he teleports back over, and it's actually another one of the council members who has to go over there and open the thing. This is sort of happening like as you would be funneling out, and inside it is a cloak that is. You would catch a glimpse of it. Do you want to roll knowledge, geography? I think would be the main applicable one. History, maybe, or a professional skill relevant to cloaks.
A profession. Would spellcraft work for Craft Wondrous?
No.
Okay.
26 geography.
You can. It's very easy to see that the cloak is in a style that implies it's from Osirian. And with another knowledge skill that I'm sure you would knock out of the park, you can guess that it's kind of old. It's pretty old. And it has a note attached to it that says "from a suitor." And Ulthune immediately sighs and says, "I tell them that I'm not hunting for marriage right now. I tell them, and I tell them, and I tell them. And they don't listen." Detect Magic is cast by the sorcerer. And she says that it is a +5 Cloak of Resistance.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's actually not very expensive. That's like 12k.
Yeah.
But for a mundane person, that's pretty pricey.
Yeah. However, Ulthun is not a mundane person. As if anyone in this room isn't wearing one of those already. Then he looks out at you guys.
I'm not.
He looks out at this guy.
I'm not.
He comes to the same realization. You guys aren't. And basically he says, "It's any of yours if you want it."
Well, I'll take it.
My
All
character's going to look at you.
All right.
And
I have no cloak whatsoever.
I don't have any cloak.
Is a paladin.
Do you need it, Sir Paladin?
Lady Paladin.
I
Lady?
really don't need it. Like, even if you have it, I'll still have more bonuses to all of my saves. Just because I add charisma to my saves. So you can have it, Darbo.
Thank you, because I don't get any sort of bonus like that of any sort.
Okay.
Yeah, you've been failing every save so far in the
Okay.
game.
All right.
So it's okay, you can have it.
All right. So, as you don it, all right, you had a few seconds to say that you don't. Make a fortitude save.
God
Oh,
damn.
it's
Fine.
fine. It's fine. I hope that I become enamored with
Yeah.
this person because
It-
I'm pretty
No.
sure that.
Fortitude save, and by the way, it doesn't really give you a bonus to saves.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask that.
Who is casting that detect magic?
The sorcerer, she rolled shit on her spellcraft.
13.
She's a council member. She should be like level 20 something. Come on.
All right.
No, but whatever.
So I'm gonna GM roll this, and firstly, she's level 8. Second, I'm going to GM roll this. So
Don't look. What do you want us to do?
Yeah. Just
Okay,
to
I'm back.
see. So he got a cloak as a present, and Darby put it on because the Watcher Lord got a cloak as a present. And Darby put it on because the Watcher Lord is the Watcher Lord and therefore has 20 cloaks of resistance in his fucking wardrobe. It turns out that Darby needed to make a fortitude save.
And he fucked it up.
Yeah, he fucked it up, and if anyone wants to try again with that detect magic on it,
I don't have it. I don't have it prepared.
I have.
all right, you can certainly try to detect magic on it.
I do that then.
All right, okay, and you can roll spellcraft. So here's the thing, Darby. So two things happen. The bad news is you take, to you guys, it just looks like a cloak of resistance. Like as far as your spellcraft can tell.
Okay.
However, it kind of does 46 points of constitution damage to Darby.
What the fuck?
Holy shit!
Roll that constitution damage. Let's see this
I
shit.
did. It does
46 points of constitution damage.
The good news is, I got a Yahtzee.
Well,
Snake
damage
eyes.
can't kill you. It can't.
Yes, it can.
Yes,
it
it can.
can.
Darby, you got
It's a
quite
ability.
lucky for once.
Whew.
And as that happens, a paladin, one of several paladins around, immediately runs over and uses the Cursed Mercy on you. Ew. And so let's roll a caster level check.
I also have the Enfeebled, which makes me dispel any effect that is reducing an ability score. Would that work?
I would say yes.
Cool. Then I do that on Darbo immediately.
Alright, so with that, you have infinite tries, so the only thing that could run out is lay on hands, and this is a high-level paladin, so that's not going to happen. So you're able to get the cloak off of Darby.
Cool.
And set it down. And the sorcerer casts Detect Magic again. And with that spellcraft check, realizes that it's a poisonous cloak. Poisonous.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is magical item. Yeah. And neutralize poison actually also needs to be, wait. Destroys, doing so, the remove curse destroys the magical property of the cloak, and then neutralize poison would have to be used to resurrect you, but that's effectively done by, the other mercy, and if not, then poison is also a mercy that would be available.
Alright. My character stares at the sorcerer, stares at the cloak, stares at all the paladins around her, and she just kind of mutters under her breath, I'm really starting to hate the whole fucking world.
Ulthun is kind of looking wide-eyed at the cloak as well, and he mutters, "That was intended for me."
What would a 46 done to you? Come on.
Well,
Could
let's see.
kill a normal
Maximum roll
person.
result of 16. That's more than my entire con score.
Yeah, this kills the people.
Like, that's, like, you know, recall that one rolling their constitution score in order would have a 3d6 constitution, so this will normally kill someone in one shot, technically.
I'll be back. I gotta use the bathroom, but my character is extremely seething at this,
Yeah.
albeit quietly.
So, yeah, the council members, talk the same way. There has been an assassination attempt on the Watcher Lord, is what has happened right now.
The weird thing is, why did an angel deliver it?
The angel is still there.
Well, we should probably ask him who
Yeah.
made him deliver this.
You can roll Knowledge Planes, and you
Alright.
can also ask him questions.
Darbo, you should probably do that. You have Discern Lies, right?
He is gone.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I kind of also need to use the bathroom, so I'm gonna go ahead.
10 minutes break.
Sure. I'll give you a hint, though. Be thinking of commune questions as well, because the angel can do that.
Cool.
Cool. All right, back shortly.
All right. Alright. I am back. Am I alone? Kevin, is that you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead and roll knowledge planes for me
Sure.
to know about this particular angel.
$37.
You know, so it's a Cassiasin. I'm going to PM you the link to its stat block because you know absolutely everything about it. I will call attention to 2 facts about it, though. One is it has constant detect evil on, and therefore it would know if anything it ever sees detects as evil. 2, it has an ability called Perfect Memory. Though not particularly intelligent, Cassiasins have perfect memories and remember everything they see or hear. They can faultlessly recite conversations they heard hundreds of years before. They also have the power to erase portions of their own memories, which they do under certain circumstances. That won't matter. Well, you don't know if it'll matter for the plot, but yeah. The point is, it remembers exactly where it got the cloak. Some of the paladins do also detect evil on the angel, and it doesn't. Just to check if it's, like, secretly not an angel.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay, Darby, let me get a knowledge planes from you as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And Leon, we'll assume that you're called in now that shit is going down.
16.
So the angel is a Cassissian. It's something like that. 2 things that are of note about it. So it's they're heavenly messengers and spies that serve good aligned interests. This one seems to work for Lastwall. They have eidetic memories, even though they're not particularly intelligent. So they remember everything always perfectly. Unless they choose to erase their own memory. They have the once per week commune thing that all of the familiar tier outsiders do. They're the familiar tier angel. And they have detect evil always on. Though the cloak doesn't. They also did detect evil on the cloak before, as soon as it was opened, and it didn't. Because being cursed does not automatically mean an item detects as evil. And there are various other checks to be made examining this item and everything in present, but I want to wait till everyone's back. Because there's, a puzzle. I want you guys. I so desperately hope that you guys actually figure out what's going on. And if you figure out the answer, that's joy.
Holy shit! You can actually get a capybara mount.
Is everyone here?
Yeah.
All right.
Leon's is Leon here?
No.
He's late.
Yo,
Oh, he is here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So various things to look at. I mentioned Kevin. I don't believe you ever rolled knowledge history on the cloak.
Alright.
Because there's more to learn about it than just its magical properties.
29.
Okay. So that cloak is super old. Like it's a real historical artifact. It was crafted the cloth, it was crafted like thousands of years ago.
Ah, wow.
And it looks like it, like I said, it looks like it comes from like ancient Osirian.
I share my findings with the group.
All right. Meanwhile, immediately the paladins start asking the angel start asking the angel where he got the cloak. And the Watcher Lord sort of basically kind of implicitly invites you guys to stick around and help.
We'll definitely stick around. I'll definitely stick around.
Yeah. I can remember it very well. I was on patrol when two adorable half-orc children came up to me and said their mommy had told them to give this to the King of Lastwall. I thought he probably meant you. I finished my patrol a second later, so I went ahead and brought it over. I'm sorry that you were in the middle of something.
Did the two half-orc children tell you where they live, or where their mommy lives?
No, I didn't think to ask. They...
Where were you exactly on this patrol?
At the very end, just around the corner here.
Points on the map, I assume?
Actually points, like, outside the door. Like, it's within sight.
Oh.
Or you're probably
Okay.
somewhat deep into the palace, so it wouldn't be in sight, but it's within sight of the palace doors, like... And the other...
It's visual bureaucracy.
I'm not sure what
Does
you
it
mean.
have that? There's like a descriptor to every settlement.
It's settlement stat block. I don't know if it has a settlement stat block that's been published. It has an entry in one of the books, but I don't know if settlement stat blocks existed at that point.
I'm back.
Looking up visual pathfinder.
Yeah, it doesn't have a settlement stat block that I can see.
Military dictatorship.
Yeah.
I don't see anything about it.
Yeah.
Yep. If it was a bureaucracy, maybe we would have like a listing of all citizens in it. Maybe we can find all the half-orcs.
Yeah, that's not the case.
Okay.
So...
Could you maybe describe
Yeah.
the children precisely to an artist?
They were a boy and a girl. They were cute little half-orcs. They had brownish-green skin, and the boy had the cutest little tusks just starting to come in. They were well-dressed, I guess. The girl had a blue skirt on, and the boy had clean pants and a reddish shirt. And immediately the Watcher Lord sends a couple of paladins out to start searching for them.
Cool.
I can also ask Iomedes some questions if you want.
Yes, please.
What should we ask?
This is commune, so...
Yeah.
And he has 6 questions.
6 questions. Interesting.
Yeah.
Who is the person responsible for giving this?
That is not a yes
like
or no
who's-
question.
Oh, it's a yes or no question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Commune is yes or no question.
Uh,
And you have
is
to
Amity
decide.
gonna be? Yeah,
You
go ahead.
you have to decide them beforehand, or rattle them off without missing a beat. You can't stop and discuss your next
Well,
question.
we'll discuss the questions right now.
All right.
Then we'll cast it.
Okay.
Okay. So, guys, what do we want to ask? And also, is the Amity gonna be an asshole about it? Like, if we ask who's the culprit behind this, is she gonna be saying like the angel is because he's the one who delivered it?
It's a yes or no question. So
Is the culprit who was behind it in here? Is she gonna like say he is because the angel is
No,
here?
Iomade is not going to be an asshole.
Okay.
In fact, if a yes or no answer would be misleading, she can give you like a 5-word answer.
Cool. I can't think of anything that I asked for. Like, we don't have enough information to start asking.
what do we want to know? Has it any connection to the incident with Landir?
That's a
That's a good question.
That's a question.
That's a good question.
You could ask that.
But would it say it does have a connection because it happened when the fucking
No.
court was happening?
Stop it.
What else, guys?
Yeah, I don't know.
You could save this for later, I guess.
We could.
Yeah, to speed things up, we could chat in Discord and decide on 6 questions.
No, what I mean is you could do more investigating, like other investigating, and then use these questions once you know more, and so know what questions are pertinent.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's go out and start searching, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So you've been told that a pair of half-orc children are
Is there a half-orc district, like slums or something? Because I know they hate half-orc here.
there isn't a segregated half-orc district.
Because I think there was one for like halflings in Kintargo.
There was one for tieflings in Kintargo, yes, but
Yep.
there's not one for half-orcs here. 'Cause
Well, what about is there like a well-off district somewhere where rich people might be?
yes, there is
A
definitely
cloud
one.
district.
There is definitely one of those.
Let's go look there, since the kids seem to be well off, as described by the angel.
All right.
Could we roll a knowledge local to know if there's any wealthy orcs in the town?
Yeah,
knowledge nobility.
yeah, you could certainly roll knowledge local.
Can somebody please roll
Yep.
it?
Kevin. did.
34 local.
Okay. You guys actually, a couple of things are reminding you of, kind of vaguely of a group of adventurers who did go to Osirian, 2 of whom are a human and a half-orc, who, as far as you understand, are married. And, Quist, there's probably no way you would have heard of this, but Kevin, you do remember hearing that they arrived in town.
Seems like something we can investigate.
Yeah, it's a place to start.
It's a human and a half-orc. Why would that be connected? We're looking
Well,
for two
it takes a
half-orcs.
human to make a half orc, so
Yeah. A human and a half orc have a baby. The baby is a quarter orc, and mechanically that's the same thing as a half orc.
Do we know if they have any children?
With a 34, yes, they do, actually.
2 of them?
Yes.
Well, let's go then.
That's actually, I realize that's really a racist policy from Pathfinder's perspective. The drop of blood.
Well, that's actually...
Pundit swears people.
Seriously.
It's kind of something I made up more so, just for the purposes. I mean, like, but yeah, I mean, it reflects how Lastwall would think of it.
I understand.
Like, in their mind, if you have enough orc that it manifests, but you're not totally an orc, then you're a half orc. And if it's not necessarily possible to immediately tell, so they're going to treat you accordingly.
Cool.
Though the angel did describe greenish-brown skin, which would maybe mean some extra human mixed in.
Cool. Let's go check out those guys. Will the knowledge tell us where exactly they're staying in town?
For that, you're
If
gonna...
not, we can gather information if you would like.
Yeah, for that, you're going to need to gather information.
Okay, here's my diplomacy to gather info. 36. I'd like to do it discreetly, not too loud.
Alright, hold on. Things are going insane at my house.
Take your time.
I'm gonna go
Things
check
are
my
always
front
insane
door
here.
too.
Hold on.
Hold on, I have to remind you.
Hold on, guys.
We are holding on. God damn it, Puffy.
We are barely
I
holding
have
on.
to remind you to fix your deck of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the last time I'm gonna remind you, just because
Yep.
I don't want to annoy you too much.
Sorry about that.
Not forgiven.
So... You guys are... Alright, so... 36 to gather information?
Yep.
I had 37, actually.
Oh wow.
Alright, so, you guys do learn, where each of them is... You learn where... Do you inquire specifically about the couple?
Yeah, and their children. If...
Yeah. You learn what inn they're staying at.
Cool. Let's go check that out. Probably our first lead.
Do we know anything about these adventurers? What their alignments are, and are they bad or good people, basically?
So... You
What
give
they
me...
go around doing.
So you could give me another, local. The one you have is probably good enough, and that's even better. So... Wow. Yeah, Kevin, you know a lot about them. In fact, you basically
You wrote a lot of paper about them.
Yeah, you know their life story. So, this group has been together for a while, and you've actually heard the story about how they got together. So, the group consists of 4 individuals. The mother of the children is Jessen, who is a human fighter, roughly neutral aligned as far as reputation goes. the mother, or rather the father of the children is Madoc, who used to be known as Madoc Manburner, and was the firstborn son, but not trueborn, so it doesn't count because it's a half-orc, of the chieftain of the One-Eye tribe in Belkzen. There's a perfectly good reason why he was called Manburner.
Did he give him like a Scottish burner, or whatever you guys call it?
Because he's an alchemist?
He's not an alchemist. He's actually a witch. No, he liked to just set people on fire and kind of watch. The other companions are Adas, an elven cleric of Kalistra, who also has some levels in Rogue, and Pernst,
That sounds like a weird mix-up.
That's a good combo.
Yeah, cleric rogue. Mechanically, it is kind of odd, but it works for Kalistra.
And there's a variant cleric that gets sneak attacks, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I wasn't actually aware of that.
There's a variant for everything that gets everything.
So,
it's not great. I was looking at it some time ago.
So, but yeah, there are actually a lot of cleric rogues in Hell's Rebels because Norgerber. Norgerber and Kalistra tend to get cleric rogues. Anyways, then Pernst is a halfling bard. So Pernst, Jessen, and Adas had a 3-person adventuring party, and they did wind up adventuring in the One-Eye Tribe's territory, which is an underground orcish settlement whose name I cannot fully recall. But around the time this was happening, the One-Eye tribe was fighting a war with the Haskadars over that territory. And around the time that they were captured, the war was seeming increasingly hopeless. After they were enslaved, Jessen basically managed to talk Medoc down and basically get him to fall in love with her and let them go. Betray his tribe by telling stories of adventure that were just kind of better than the increasingly depressing and doomed war he was fighting.
That pussy's lit as fuck.
So, and then from there, Medoc was also converted from the worship of Rovagug to the worship of Kalistra by Adas, and they began to adventure together. The adventure they just got back from was in Osirian. They were exploring an ancient tomb in search of an artifact that could basically cast Modify Memory at will.
Were they successful on this endeavor?
Yeah, supposedly they found it. But anyways, Jessen and Madoc later got married and had twin half-orc babies, who would now be around 7 years old.
And does that fit the description of the two kids?
Yeah, they would be quarter orcs more accurately, so they would have brownish green skin because humans are all different shades of brown. White people are super light brown, black people are super dark brown, and they would be about the age the angel described, with the tusks just starting to come in.
Yeah, good.
Cool.
So,
Let's go wait for them at the inn. Oh, no.
One thing to like RP a little bit or decide. Do you invite me along with you guys? You invite your lawyer friend? You just,
Well, it depends. Are you a kind of attorney that actually investigates his stuff, or are you just hire a private investigator?
I do. I have been around quite a while. I have great knowledge in many things. I have thirst.
I can break out my investigator character if you want.
Ulthur does actually ask for your help, Kevin.
Okay. Yeah, I am known for kind of like the Sherlock Holmes / lawyer kind of thing.
Phoenix Wright.
That's a thing, then sure. So yeah, I do have some ability to investigate and to know things and of that nature.
Okay.
So you'll bring the old gnome along with you.
Come along then.
Come on, Giles.
So, you arrive at the inn. It's it's a standard adventurer's inn and tavern. In the distance, you hear, it's not too far from the Temple of Iomedae. And you hear its bells singing in the tune of a famous hymn, the hymn of Sancta Iomedea. I will not read it aloud, but I will post the lyrics in chat.
Sure.
And yeah, of course, it's just bells that you're hearing. And asking, so you go in there, and what do? You can do a perception check around the room.
Around the tavern, I guess.
Yeah.
Not at...
I'll stop GM rolling these since cat's out of bag a little bit. So he's more than just a
Yeah.
simple.
Oh, you're an investigator.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you take an archetype?
Yeah, the one where you get psychic spells.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, yay! Cool. I love that one!
So it's nice. I like to use the cantress mainly just to kind of have. So I got detect magic and a few other things that seem really useful.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, with 29, Pernst is actually in the tavern drinking. The halfling bard that's part of that adventuring party. You don't see any children anywhere.
Cool. Should we approach him, guys?
I just heard someone be very angry.
It's my little brother playing something.
Okay. You can decide whether or not to approach him.
It would be nice to know where the others were.
Okay, so what did we decide to do?
He's coming with us.
Whom?
The lawyer.
Well, that's already been decided. We're already at the tavern. We saw the guy. We saw the bard. What are we gonna do with it?
Well, you're the face.
Okay, then I'm gonna approach him.
All right.
I will order a beer and sit at the bar and observe.
I think I'm more the face now, to be honest.
Probably. Hello, Mr. whatever his name was. Insert name here.
He turns to you. He smiles, puts out his hand to shake your hand, and he says, "Hey there, stranger. How are you? I'm Pernst."
I shake his hand.
He shakes your hand.
Cool. Am I mistaken to think you are a part of the adventuring group? I don't know if it has a name.
And
Probably does.
it
If not, I'll just say the adventuring group with
yeah.
name and name.
Yeah.
How would he reply?
Yeah, that's me. I'm Pernst. I'm a
Well,
magic singer guy.
Yes, I heard you are great at singing. I do have a few questions, if that's okay.
Huh?
I do have a few questions, if that's okay. I don't want to interrupt you or anything.
No. You're not interrupting at all. I was just drinking, humming to myself. Please, ask away.
Where are the two couple, or like the couple you have in your party?
Well, I want to say Jessen is upstairs and Madoc is out with the children.
Oh, I see. Do you know where Madoc went with the children?
Can't say I remember sightseeing something.
That's cool.
I may
That's nice.
have been humming to myself rather loudly when they explained it. With that roll, you sense no signs of deception.
Well, thank you for your time. I'll be sure to come back if I have any questions. Do you have any questions, Kevin? If not, I think we should just go see the mother.
Yeah, I think
she's
the
the
one
one who she's the one who told them to deliver the cloak. Let's go upstairs. I'll inquire about her room. The diplomacy.
I mean, she's not doing interviews right now. We kind of just got back.
Well, it's not an interview as much as it's state matters questions.
State matters? What's wrong?
I'm really not sure if I can tell you or not. So maybe go and ask the Paladin Guild or whatever, like the city council or something. But I can't tell you. I'm sure they would tell you.
You're a paladin, so if you say it's important, I guess I'll give you the room. Gives you the room number.
Cool, thank you. We'll go up to Jensen. What's her name?
Jessen.
Justin. We'll knock on the door. I'll knock on the door.
I remain sitting at the bar.
As do I.
Okay. So you knock on the door.
Yeah.
And who is it?
I'm gonna state my name. I'm Sana, a paladin of Torag. I'm here on official business. We would just like to ask a few questions, if that's okay, Miss Jessen.
Oh, I see. Give me one moment. I'm not decent.
Take your time. I'd like to detect evil while doing so. While she's...
Okay.
Getting putting clothes on, I guess.
31 perception to listen to see if she's like going out the window or something like that.
You don't hear anything like that. You hear movement in the room. Some drawers are opened and closed, which that you would expect that if she were getting dressed.
Mm-hmm.
So
What about detection of evil?
right now there's a wooden door in the way, which I believe
I'm pretty
blocks
sure
the spell.
That depends on the thickness, I think, but let me check.
In any case, you would be able to once the door opens, and you would not detect evil.
Cool.
She sees that there's an entire party of adventurers outside. And
There's just 2 people outside.
you're right. Yeah.
I don't know, Darbo, are you with us?
I
I
am,
should've
but I'm
gone to
kind of
bar.
hanging back. I'm
Okay.
with
If
you,
you want
but
to
I'm just
consider the
kinda hanging
bar.
back.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
cool.
probably
So
just I'll probably just sit.
All right. The Hell Knight will actually be with will be upstairs with you guys then. So yeah, he sees the 3 of you there, unless you ask him not to.
No, he's free to do. If he was asked to help as well, he should
Yeah.
come.
She says, "What's gone wrong?"
Well, you see, we have a situation here. I'd like to retell what happened with the delivering of the cloak, and what happened afterwards, and how when the angel was asked, he told us 2 half-orc children were told by their mother to deliver this, and your children matched the description.
Her eyes go wide and she gasps. As far as I know, my children are with my husband.
Yes, we were told that by your bard companion. I would like to ask the Hell Knight to cast Discern Eyes.
Alright, let me see if... Let me check what level that happens at.
It's character level as caster level. I mean, class level as... was it character? No, it's definitely class level as caster level, and you have it rounds depending on your level.
Okay, I'm figuring that out. 3 plus charisma modifier. Alright, so when she makes statements, he'll use it. And he doesn't, when she says that as far as she knows the children are with her husband, sense no signs of deception, discern no lies.
Okay.
Did you order or tell your children to deliver such cloak or such a box?
No!
Discern Lies.
Again, no lies are discerned.
Cool. Where is your husband at the moment with the children?
As far as I know, out sightseeing, maybe at the Sancti Omedea, but I mean, it's not something he would do either.
I'm sure he wouldn't. Well, I would suspect it's a doppelganger, I guess, of you, since the children said their mother told them, or a doppelganger of your children who delivered it. So we're just gonna have to go and ask your husband. Would you like to accompany us? I'm sure your kids would like to have you there with them.
Yes, I probably should, yes.
Okay. Can somebody please roll Knowledge Arcana for Modify Memory?
Not it.
What was that?
Can somebody
Arcana.
please roll knowledge arcana for modify memory? Would its effect still be like? Can its effect be discerned by some roll or detect magic or something?
I'm not there, so I'm sitting at the bar.
Well, we'll get down to you, I guess.
35.
Okay, so I'll explain modify memory. Modify memory, you can modify as many as 5 minutes of its memories in the following ways. There's will negates. You can eliminate memories of a subject, memories that the subject actually experienced. You cannot negate. You don't negate enchantment spells that happen during that time. You can allow them to recall an event they really experienced with perfect clarity. You can change the details of an event they experienced, and you can implant a memory of an event that never happened.
Is there any way to discern its effects after they happened? Like with enchantments, you can roll sense motive. Is there something similar?
No, nothing similar.
Okay. I'd like to ask her where the artifact with modify memory is at the moment. That could have also been used maybe to manipulate you or the children.
I believe
Here's a
Adas
diplomacy.
has it.
Here's a diplomacy just to make it.
Okay. Adas has it, I believe.
And where is Adas at the moment?
There's a tiny little temple of Kallistra in this city. She's hanging out there.
Okay. Let's go see your husband for now.
Alright.
We should go to that Sanctum of Iomedae, I think.
You can.
Let's go check it out.
You go there. You don't immediately see him.
Does the bard follow along when we go out?
I wouldn't invite him, but if he sees
Not
us,
automatically.
yeah, I'm not gonna invite him myself.
I follow the party and leave the bar.
Agreed.
Cool. Can we roll perception maybe to find the people we want?
Alright.
Somebody, please. Kevin.
So, yeah,
Perception. Somebody, please.
you can roll
Perception.
We're looking for a half orc and 2 quarter orcs. So I guess another half orc.
13.
31.
You don't see any half-orcs around.
Does your husband go with like a disguise or something, so he doesn't attract too much attention?
He might. He could have used one of his own spells to do it. So she calls out to the crowd, calls, "Honey!" And nothing really happens.
I'll detect magic, the crowd, to see if anything pops up.
There are miscellaneous magical things in the crowd. You're casting spells, so people are kind of looking at you, giving you a wide berth.
It's psychic casting. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, it still creates obvious manifestations.
Okay.
There's a paladin next to him, so he's not.
Yeah. There are miscellaneous bits of magic swag worn by various members of the crowd, but no one who has a spell you would expect for disguising.
Can I gather info from the crowd if they've seen a half orc recently?
Absolutely, you can.
Cool. Kevin, you might want to help
and
with that as well.
the two kids.
And the 2 kids, of course. That's probably even more. That would give it away even more than just a normal half-orc.
I'll be back super quickly.
All right.
Kevin, you want to roll diplomacy as well to get some info?
36.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the priests did see some people like that visit earlier. And they went or rather saw 2 children like that, and then looks at the at Jessen and says, "They were with her though."
Okay, that kind of establishes the modified memory theory, since she clearly can't remember that. Or she's really good at lying.
Jessen just acts shocked. Which way did I go? And the answer is east.
Would that be the direction of the temple of whoever that was?
Why, yes.
Let's go to that temple then. Maybe meet that guy.
Follow the lead.
At this point, I'm going to recall a detail that there was a note attached to the thing. It said, "From a suitor." Just mentioning that. So you go over to the Temple of Kallistra. Now, as one would expect,
Do we have a chance to examine the note?
Yeah.
Magic on it, perception for hidden ink.
No on both of those fronts.
Somebody wants to. Oh, it's less than I thought.
Linguistics for like a hidden message.
16 is all I got for linguistics.
I mean, maybe it's possible that it's something ironic. Like, if it were like an actual attempt to be a suitor, you would think it would like have a name so he would know who to marry. But it doesn't. It just says "from a suitor."
Is there anyone who has an actual suitor, like someone who makes suits? Super literal.
No.
How old is that cleric?
What cleric?
The cleric of the one we're going to right now.
Adas?
Adas, yeah.
She is an elf, so well over 100.
Would she be a suitor for our paladin?
So there is no universe in which a cleric of Kallistra is marrying a paladin.
Cool.
Roll sense motive, though.
Not it.
21.
What's your whiz, Kevin?
Better than mine.
I'm gonna say never mind. 21 isn't quite enough. So, you continue. If you go there, you would. So the Temple of Kallistra in Last Wall is like not the size of a house. Like, it's tiny because there aren't a lot of Kallistrans here. So, but as you approach, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and roll. Sana, you are approached by a lady in very revealing Kalistran, quote, clerical garb. Smiles at you and says, "Hey there, do you have one of the boring codes, or do you think we could have some fun?"
I'm on official business right now. Maybe come back to me tonight or something.
"I'll remember to." She saunters off.
Yeah, I don't have the oath of chastity, if that's what she's asking.
Iomede's paladin code, it's phrased ambiguously, but it seems to kind of maybe forbid some level of sex. Maybe, we don't know.
Good thing I'm not an
Yeah.
Iomade paladin.
Yes, but she didn't know that, so...
Cool.
Yeah. So, she actually goes back in through the door, so you can see that it's unlocked.
Cool. Well, go inside. Actually, I would stop her before she wanders off to ask her about our cleric that we were looking for.
Oh.
I'll have Jessin describe her.
There is an elven cleric who's been visiting here. It's her.
Is she still here?
I want to say yes. It's her decision whether she wants to speak with you or not. I wouldn't know where in the building she is.
Well, it's not that big of a building, so...
Yeah, it's
Are we
not
allowed
that...
to enter the building?
Yeah, you're allowed in.
Cool. Let's go look for her.
Yeah. The building doubles as a brothel.
Of course it does.
Yeah. So, there are maybe half a dozen, ladies and gentlemen on offer. There's about one each of elf, half-elf, and human per sex.
Cool. No Apaches?
Didn't get that.
No Apache helicopters?
Oh! So you take, 4d6 cliche joke damage.
I can take that. I'll lay on hands myself.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah. To be clear, the problem is not... Okay, part of the problem is that the joke is explicitly at the expense of marginalized people, but also, Jesus Christ, like, you may as well have asked why the chicken crossed the road.
Dude, it's just a joke. Chill. I already took the psionic damage.
You don't really take that damage, by the way.
No, I'll take it. I'm not gonna bitch out.
Your god smited you for making a bad joke.
Yeah.
It's fluffy points. Don't think about it.
Yeah. Torag smote you, and told you to tell original jokes from now on.
I'll
Wouldn't
try.
that be a Caden thing?
I mean, if it's as bad as the attack helicopter thing, that's any god is gonna take issue with that.
Apparently, they didn't take their joke seriously.
Like, you basically asked why the chicken crossed the road.
Cool.
So, they're there, and immediately, Jessin walks up to an elven woman who's in the front room. Says, "Adas!" And Adas looks up, says, "Jessin, what are you doing here? Who are your friends?" And as they speak, they realize that them having the same voice is going to be inconvenient.
Yep. Adas, what are you doing here?
Adas says that she's just chilling.
This was the direction that the father and the half-orc children were heading?
Yeah, though it's far enough that you can't be certain that this is where they came.
Yeah, but we can ask the cleric here if they have been...
I would like to ask the cleric if Jessin came here with the children. I would really hope she didn't. No child should go into a brothel.
Yeah, I mean, the brothel is also a temple. Like they're dressed revealingly, but like it wouldn't be the end. There's nothing in here that it would be the end of the world for a child to see.
Is my PP hard? Another 7. Let's not do that.
Yeah. So she responds that. I mean, no, they didn't come here.
Can somebody please sense more of that?
Only because you asked so nicely.
19.
Okay. You sense no signs of deception. Yeah, you sense no signs of deception.
Where is the modify memory artifact right now? I ask Adas.
It's in my bag, and she gestures toward the it's the handy toward the bag of holding that she's kind of carrying like a purse. It's like a designer purse, like pink, like pink leather, and it's actually quite small.
I gotta get me one of those.
Yeah. The Hell Knight.
I start going into a woman talk with her. Oh my god, where did you get this? It's so cute! Here's a diplomacy. I know that's very stereotypical, but that's the point.
She does say where she got it. It's actually from Katapesh.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. As far as she's aware, it's of Taldan make, but she got it while they were on their way to Osirian.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, the Hell Knight discerned. She lied when she said they didn't come here. That was a lie.
Oh. Well, I guess, what should we do? If he told her that she was lying, how would she respond?
He whispers that into Serena's ear.
Does Serena tell us that?
Yeah, I tell you. I whisper it to you all.
Cool. How should we discuss this? I'll try to kind of go where I might be able to block her exit without drawing too much attention. So here's a bluff. 21.
Alright.
And I'll tell her, so Das, why were you lying just now?
What do you mean?
You just lied to us about Jessin's visiting the temple. Don't deny it. We have a Hell Knight here who confirmed it.
Why would I hide that? Who cares if he visited the temple?
That's a good question.
Well, you're gonna have to answer that.
So why would you hide it?
Why did you hide it?
I didn't. His spell was wrong. That happens sometimes.
Not for this. Not for a Hell Knight.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my discern lies on her saying that.
All right.
That would make it.
How are you guys seeing things I'm not seeing?
Like, what would?
Yeah, I'm not
what,
seeing Darby rolls.
What would the DC be on the discern lies?
Let me see here.
For you,
It says
Darby.
will negates. Let's see. Let me see what the effective level and stuff for this is.
Hell
Because
Knight level S class. I mean, S caster level.
all right.
I think.
3 plus charisma mod, and that is it's level 4. Yeah, it would be DC 16. Completely blows it out of the water.
Okay. She seems to you to be telling the truth, though yeah.
Well, we do have a higher level Hell Knight. And we do have somebody who can roll sense motive if you would.
Yeah. Also, Darby, did you see my GM roll?
31 sense motive. Finally, girl, good on
Was
that.
it a 21?
No.
Never mind. What was the okay? Did it beat 16?
You don't know that there was a saving throw.
Okay.
Landir, you don't sense any signs of deception.
Cool, that's the best I got.
Shit. All right. Well, she isn't deceiving us then. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, we have you as a suspect, so you're gonna be arrested for suspicion. At least.
Guys, there are other people in this building that we can ask if the wife and the kid passed by.
We can
Good point.
ask that as well, yeah. Let's do
We
that.
we don't have to rely on this person's testimony to discern the truth.
You are being suspected, so I would like you to surrender at least for now until you are cleared of suspicions. Here's a diplomacy. Nah.
If the city guard wants to come here, I'll probably not leave. I don't have anywhere I need to be.
I'm saying she should surrender her weapons or
Yeah, no, she
probably
doesn't.
her badges.
She doesn't do that.
Well, do we have my paladin commander with us?
Yeah.
How does she want us to do stuff? Because I don't know how lawful I need to be.
Adask asks if she's under arrest.
27 diplomacy. You are not under arrest yet, but we would really like to come with us. We want to resolve this as peacefully without getting anyone else in trouble, and the quicker we can resolve this, the better. We don't want to hurt you or anyone you're connected with.
All right. I suppose I'll head on back with you. Back where? I presume to the palace?
That makes
Yes.
sense.
All right.
So
I
should
would
we
like
ask?
Yeah, we should ask the people around.
Yeah.
All of them refuse to answer any questions, citing that they're not allowed to disclose whether or not someone came here.
Fair enough. I would like to secure the modify memory artifact out of her purse.
Okay, where that's concerned, compromise. Tie a rope around it. That way, no one here can access it.
Can somebody says motive if she can't access it with that? Because I feel like a rogue can probably.
I mean, if you tied a rope around it correctly, then you could tie it shut to where there would be no opening the thing without disturbing the rope.
Mhm.
Let's do that then.
All right. So, yeah, you guys can tie a knot. The Hell Knight has survival if no one else does.
I don't.
All right.
What
So-
do you call it? We should probably find the father at least as well.
All right. Well, you've not, so.
Well, let's deliver this one to the palace at least.
Okay.
She can be questioned without lying there.
All right. Jessen comes with you.
Still need to find the children as well. God damn.
Well. And, is there anything else, like, you want to ask anyone, Hadass or Jessen on the way?
I can't think of anything.
All right. You go back to the palace. The Cassian is still there. You haven't used your commune.
Cool.
Um,
I would like to put Adas and Jessen in like a zone of truth. Which they probably have that at the courtroom.
yeah, if you bring them into the courtroom, you can put them in a zone of truth. Immediately, both of them ask for an attorney.
Sure.
I am an attorney.
That's conflict of
Good one.
interest.
Yeah, that's not going to fly. They don't accept that. A couple of a few sort of colleagues of yours are brought in, sort of lower level experts.
Yep.
But the whole process of getting them in takes maybe 20 minutes.
I'm not taking my eye off the bag of holding, which contains the artifact.
It's not actually an artifact. It's worth like some.
The item.
Yeah, it's worth like 144 thou.
Thou. Oh.
Yeah.
Nice slang, dude. Anyway, let's start. So, are we done with the official business? We can start asking questions now?
You can ask questions of them, or you can ask questions of the Cassian.
The Cassian's probably gonna leave, like, for the very, very end. Unless we hit a real roadblock.
Alright.
So are they in the zone of truth?
Yeah, they're in a zone of truth.
Detect magic on them. Are they affected by the zone of truth? Or did they save?
I don't think you could tell.
Wouldn't it be like a compulsion effect if they're under it?
You can have that in one of the commune questions.
That's... We just said we're gonna leave those questions for last. Well,
Yeah,
I guess we
I'm
can.
just mentioning it that that could be one of the questions.
So, let's start asking questions then. I'm sure you're gonna GM roll the will saves for the zone of truth, and you're gonna set the DC. So, asking Adas, did you or did you not use the modify memory item on your colleagues, on your party members?
I've never used it on anyone yet.
Did you or did you not command anyone to use it?
Since I have acquired it, it has, to my knowledge, not been used.
Were there any other carriers of the item other than you?
Probably all four of
Is
us held
anybody
it at some
present?
point.
Did you have anything to do with the poisonous cloak that arrived here?
What cloak?
Describe the poisonous cloak. The incident and the cloak.
I didn't send something like that, if that's what you're asking.
Yep, that's what I'm asking.
Did Jessin and her children visit you at the shrine, at your temple?
No.
Do you know where Malcolm, I don't know what the name of the half-orc was, Madoc and the children are?
I invoke my right to remain silent.
You're not being very cooperative.
I'm under no obligation to be. I told you, I didn't send that cloak. Madoc didn't either. At least not to my knowledge. If he did, he didn't mention it to me.
I'd like to send somebody to get the bard here. Like a squire or something. At least request his presence. No need to actually force it.
Yeah. You can do that, and in that case, he will come willingly. That'll take a little bit more time, but yeah.
So we have 3 of the 6 people involved.
Basically, yeah.
We still don't know where the children and the guy is.
Yeah.
So maybe we should start asking questions to the angel now. What do you guys think?
I suppose.
All right.
I still have no idea what to ask, but yeah.
Did any of these 3 people... Now we're discussing questions,
Right,
but
yeah.
we're not actually asking
Yeah,
them.
I get that.
Yeah, did any of the 3 people involved here were like involved in the cloak delivery? I need to really work on my linguistics in real life.
Actually, at the point that that the one lady said that she invoked her right to remain silent, that was in regarding the location of what was it, the kids or one of the people involved?
The half orc and the
Yes.
kids.
Would you guys be willing to leave me alone in the room for a little bit?
No. She has lawyers.
Yeah, she has a lawyer there.
Also, I'd like to check on the item in question. Is it actually in the bag of holding?
The bag of holding is tied.
Would like to request permission to open it and look for the item.
The paladin sees it, and they open the thing, and yeah, it's in there. Well, there's an item matching its description in there, and through detect magic,
And spellcraft.
Yeah.
I grabbed the
you would be
item.
able to tell it's a powerful enchantment item.
Cool. We'll put it back in the bag of holding. Close the bag of holding again. Just so we're very transparent. So discussing questions that we should ask the angel. What do you guys think?
It seems strange that we have never seen the man. We have got the description of the kids with her mother. So how?
For all we know, maybe the father disguised himself as the mother and told the children to do something.
Yeah, would that be something to ask if it's if he's just disguised?
You could ask a question along those lines.
Yeah, I don't know if it's important Could we ask this of? Oh no, never mind. By the way, never mind.
Kevin, any thoughts?
Trying to think of something.
I think we
Nothing.
should at least like do some elimination of the suspects. Like, are any of the three involved in the cloak delivery? If yes, at least we know that they're involved. If not, then we immediately eliminate 3 suspects, and we know they were modified. I guess their memory was modified. There's also the possibility of a third party, not this party, or somebody else manipulating them into delivering the cloak. What do you guys think?
Sure.
Dan, you've been quiet. Do you have any questions?
This character is trying to not be seen as much as possible.
That's fair enough. We can come talk to you in private if you don't want to be seen too much.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm just kind of staying in the back of the group, and yeah.
Okay. So, are any of the 3 people involved, or were any of the 3 people involved in the delivery of the cloak? What else? Is the father disguised at the moment? Is the father of those 2 children disguised at the moment? Is he in the city? Is he in the city of Vigil at the moment? Yes. Because we only have yes or no questions.
Right.
Mhm.
That's 3 out of 6. Anybody got modifications to my questions or new questions?
I can't think of any questions.
I don't know, some kind of, have we even met the person that sent the cloak originally?
Did Jessin order her children or tell her children to deliver the cloak? No, that would, yeah, that would work, right?
That would be a valid question.
Yeah, but would it be a good question?
Yeah, I was thinking in terms of like sweeping things that we could collect multiple information out of, but yeah.
Don't try to choose it too much.
Yes or no questions are bad at being sweeping.
Right, but that's the point of the have we met the person that sent the cloak yet?
Right.
It eliminates a large chunk of the city and kind of gives us an area to work with.
For all we know, he's a guy we talked to while gathering information, and he is disguised. So
You are correct. But that gives us something to work with still.
okay. Let's. So that's 4 out of 5. 4 out of 6. Kevin.
The Hell Knight kind of has a bruised ego here, suggests asking whether or not they're at the brothel.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good point.
And maybe we should ask if Darcy fucking lied while under the Zone of Truth. Because we got 2 different answers, like at least 2 different truths, from one from the Hell Knight and one from her.
If you haven't already, one of the questions could be, has the item been used at any point in the instance of this case? Or some such thing.
Could we modify that question, Poppy, to make it...
You've not asked any questions yet.
Like, could we modify this question with the linguistics to actually make it valid?
The question...
Has the item been used in this incident?
I think the most... I mean, there are a couple things you could do. You could ask whether it's been used in this city, whether it's been used in the past year,
Yeah.
whether it's been used on a member of this party.
Yeah, that
Those are kind of ways you could narrow it down.
Yeah.
I like either of the first two.
Yeah, the first two. Was it you?
I don't know. I'm kind of noticing a few things. I want to ask the third one.
Which is?
Has it been used on a member of the party?
Well, we already know that. Like, Justin clearly doesn't remember it. There's no other option.
Yeah, the father is disguised as the mother. That would... then the mother is not involved at all.
Right, but in general, knowing if it had been activated inside the city would help solve that problem.
I think that's a bit better. So, let's recap.
So we have 6 questions then. Are they at the temple? And has the item been used inside the city? Why would you ask question number 2?
Because then we know they're not under the effect of it, and any other new questions. Well,
don't you get a save for each question?
Is it every question, or is it just under it? Okay.
I genuinely don't know.
Number 2 is no. Number 3 is a good question.
I guess we can remove number 2. Guys, what else? What else? Are they staying in the inn? Was it?
Are they staying at the brothel?
Have you met the person responsible? Was one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we call it?
Instead of ask if the father is disguised, can you ask if the father is involved in the cloak delivery?
Yeah, that would be better.
What was the name?
Medoc.
Medoc. Is Medoc involved in the cloak incident?
That's a valid question.
Which is the same as is the father involved.
Yeah, just changed father with the name.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you,
I'll try to remember.
So 4 there that we haven't rejected.
Yep.
The Hell Knight suggested whether or not they're at the brothel or whether they visited it.
Yeah, we had that.
What would you
type it down?
Say that question is?
I mean, you could ask it. You could phrase it a couple different ways, and I mean, it would matter how you phrased it, I guess. I don't want to suggest one because.
Does Medoc and the children hiding in the brothel? What the fuck, dude? That is not even cohesive.
My grammar is terrible, but
Have the children visited the brothel with one of their parents accompanying them?
Okay.
Which is either the mother or the father. I think that's a good question, right, guys?
Then that's 5.
What else?
You could save one for a follow-up.
Okay, we'll save one for a follow-up.
So, ask them in the order that you wish.
Has this item been used within the city?
No.
Are any of the 3 people involved in the delivery of the cloak?
Not directly.
Is Mirak disguised? Has he disguised himself in the city? I guess would be the better one.
Yes.
Have you met the person responsible for the cloak delivery?
No.
Is Mirak involved in the cloak delivery?
Yes.
Have the children visited the brothel with one of their parents accompanying them?
They're there right now.
Guys, follow-up question immediately. Let's go.
Ask if the item has been used within a year.
Has the item been used within a year?
No.
That is all. Bonus questions. Are traps gay?
I thought we clarified that was situational.
Yeah.
So it would, like, give me a 5-word sentence. Not always.
No response is his own response, I suppose.
Can we please get on to solving this? I literally can do almost nothing for this entire endeavor.
Well, we have been trying to the whole time. And, yeah.
So shall we go to the brothel then?
Let's go for to the brothel, I guess.
That's the 5-word answer.
Your responsibility. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, I couldn't really fit it into 5 words well. So, yeah, you can head back to the brothel. Who do you take with you?
Just a party. We leave the 3 people involved here. We should at least.
All right, you can do that if you want.
Any other thoughts, guys?
Will
No.
the 3 people we have got here, will they remain here? Like in custody or something?
They can be detained for questioning. Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe
That would
take
be good.
Jessin, just because she's the mother of the children. She'll probably be an asset. At least find the children, I guess.
Roll a diplomacy
So let's
check.
take Jessin with. Sure.
Just to persuade them to let you do that, rather than to keep Jessen for questioning.
Cool. 18. Maybe the lawyer should try.
I could do that. $30.
Damn.
The Watcher Lord insists that Jessen be given a mark of justice before leaving.
If she
Because
doesn't mind that,
yeah, there is still a meaningful chance that this person was involved in trying to kill him. So she will accept that, yes.
cool. Let's go. Kevin, are you using int for diplomacy? Do you have that trait?
No,
Do you have just insane charisma?
maybe.
He kind of knew when he made this character about the investigatory nature of what was going to happen. So
I did a little bit, but
That's-
I didn't build it in that way necessarily.
As an investigator, he should have
Yeah.
every investigative skill.
yeah, I mean the thing is, this is kind of a skillish, not a very well skilled party, and this adventure calls for that kind of thing. So building a skill monkey was a very valid thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna be really weird when the crossover happens because we're gonna have 2 investigators and 2 paladins.
Yep.
A middle-aged gnome and a underage gnome.
Yeah. A
2
wizard-
vampires or two half undead, I guess.
You have 2 vampire-like creatures. So.
We would have had 2 half orcs if Lantier didn't go and die.
Did you just hit puberty?
I kind of did, yeah. My balls just dropped.
I was wondering what that was.
I slipped, fall, in my ass. Okay, moving on.
Okay, if we're gonna do this, we need to John, because it's would soon be nighttime for me.
Yeah.
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 It's 12 a.m.
Do you think this is solvable within the next, like, half hour? Or should we,
Maybe.
like, RP this?
It depends on if. I guess it depends on. I can. I'll have to adjust one thing, but I can make. I can make this probably solvable. Definitely within the next hour, if not the next half hour.
Okay. If everybody's willing to keep going, I am.
I am.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm in for another 20 minutes, then I will hit the sack. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's okay.
So, so it's actually sort of as you you know what? Yeah, I'll in the name of speeding this up. As you exit the courthouse, you are going to see something kind of dropped on the ground. Almost it actually seems to appear out of nowhere. And it is 2 adorable half-orc children. The corpses.
Oh shit.
God fucking damn it.
They sort of appear out of nowhere, almost like they were dropped, like, from... Like, they seem to have been dropped from, like, 3 feet up. But they're, like I say, they're appearing out of nowhere.
How dead are they?
Entirely dead.
How were they killed?
That is a skill check.
Skill check 23.
Is raised dead applicable or are they disintegrated?
Raised
If
dead.
they were disintegrated, you wouldn't see them as children.
Yeah, raised dead is applicable. There's also a note attached to them.
And does the note say something?
I
You can
posted
read
it in Discord.
cursive.
I'll post it in there as well. 25 heal.
Yeah.
Alright. So yeah, they seem to have been stabbed a large number of times, though. You actually do... There is actually something weird. There's not enough blood around the stab wounds, as if they were stabbed well after they died.
Taking a minute to raise dead, what happens? Actually, I'll ask which one is your favorite.
She is standing there, crying, horrified.
I can save one right now, and I'll save you the other one tomorrow. Just pick one.
She closes her eyes and points at one at random.
It's the boy.
All right.
I'll use 10 uses of my Leon hands to use Raise Dead, accepting a negative level.
All
To
right.
not provide material components.
Right.
And after a minute of casting, it happens.
So, you remind me the time limit for Raise Dead.
It's day per caster level. I'm not really sure what my caster level is because on some class features it's my class level.
In any case, it's
But on
definitely
my
not
spell,
10.
yeah.
It's definitely not more than I believe you guys are level 8.
If we're counting like the lowest possible caster level for me is 5.
Yeah. It won't work on account of they've been dead too long.
Weren't they
So
just
they've
seen like a few days ago? It wasn't really them.
Yeah, they were seen just earlier today. They were seen alive. That's weird, isn't it?
Hmm.
Why can't you give me the revival of the children, Bobby? Come on, dude.
So what is he seeking vengeance for?
Let's ask.
Jessen says, I think I might know.
Did you fuck the paladin?
I tried to. My husband was an intelligent man. He would understand. For the sake of the children, me being the wife of royalty, it would be worthwhile for them.
That has to be the fucking worst thing I've fucking heard. You're cocking a fucking orc.
Yeah, that's gotta suck.
What does?
She does.
Jeez.
Giggity.
I
Anyway.
didn't think he knew. I mean, it was like entering the lottery. I figured if I was rejected, which was probable, it would be no harm, no foul.
And who
Did
was
you
this?
discuss it with him?
No, like I said, no harm, no foul.
Well, he's clearly in all the wrong here, but
Yes,
you
well,
kinda
harm and foul are on the ground in front of you, so...
That's the kids' names.
Yes,
Oh, hell yeah.
She just kind of.
How long have you been in the city?
Few weeks.
Few weeks.
I made the attempt
How
pretty much
long?
as I entered.
Well, we're gonna have to find somebody. No, I'm not gonna.
So,
I'm not gonna try to resurrect any more kids because that always fails.
Does
Thanks, Bobby.
the woman we have here, has she tried to have coitus with the paladin lord?
She basically proposed to him. They didn't meet, but like she proposed to him. He basically sent in a gift, kind of like what happened at the beginning of the thing. That amounted to trying to get together with them or get married to him, with her logic being because their names are.
I really don't get her logic. Like she's gonna just take her stepchildren in. What's up?
Yeah, they'd be the children of the Watcher Lord. They'd be them being Madoc's children. It's a way for them to not be hated around here.
You tried to cuck basically 2 people. Come on. God
A
damn.
very woman thing to do.
Damn.
Always
Damn.
look for bigger, better deals.
I would like to point out that this is based on a male character from Greek mythology. Jessen
I'd like to point out that he's fucking married.
Jessen and Madoc are Jason and Medea.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, let's go.
I know. I've read that too. I didn't get it.
So think it like the poison cloak, killing the children, the same logic for trying to marry royalty. It's all there.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah.
So how can the kids have been seen alive today, and they appear to be dead several days at the same time?
You don't
Maybe
know.
they were resurrected through necromancy.
Or they were disguised, or illusions, or who knows.
You can roll a will save to
Or
see
he
if
just
you
might
think
have-
they're illusions.
Sure.
I meant the people who saw them before, they were seeing an illusion, basically, or disguise or something. Not that they're illusions now, but I guess they could be illusions now. Who knows?
So, does the phrase "sculpt corpse" mean anything to you?
Cool.
Not really.
What
It is
was that?
exactly what it sounds.
As you roll those will saves, yeah. Now that you have a reason to suspect it, you kind of do sense it. Like, those dead bodies were reshaped. They were never really the bodies of the children.
Damn.
Oh.
You may recall that 2 corpses were dug up.
Right.
Yeah.
It was all there.
Staring us in the face.
Then maybe they're not dead.
Well,
There's
nice.
always hope.
And here I thought our attorney was the investigator. It turns out you were all along. Fucking idiot.
I hang my head in shame.
Of course they're not dead.
That makes sense. The Madoc, he loved them so much. He never.
Oh my god. Let's go to the fucking temple
Yeah.
where he's hiding.
The lawyer got to where he was because of paralegals.
Asking the woman, one of the either the bard or the cleric rogue is somehow involved with your husband. Which one of them do you think?
Well, if they're at the temple, it would have to be Adas.
Yeah. So, do you think it's only her, or maybe the bard be involved as well?
The goddess Adas and Madoc both worship is a goddess of revenge. Perhaps they collaborated after learning what I'd done. I don't see
I
any
don't call
reason
this
to
revenge, really. Like, nothing wrong happened to him. Like, amount this kind of punishment, I guess.
People get really irrational over cheating, so you know.
Sure. That's why you sign a prenup. Hey, Dorsev?
Oh yeah.
So, y'all arrive at the temple.
We'll start looking for him quickly, so maybe we can finish this before the Dorsev leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll perception.
A dazzling 9.
11.
33.
30 fucking 3. Ah.
So if I treat Quist as aiding another, 35 is enough to find yonder hidden room.
All right.
Cool.
All right, you guys are running around, so no chance you're stealthing. So you enter, and
Mhm.
yeah, there's a half orc.
Leon, half shield other just because it lasts hours, so I'll cast it
Okay.
before we enter the temple. Would that be okay, Puppy?
I guess.
It's hours.
I mean, you should probably give it to somebody who's a frontliner, but whatever.
You're the one whose HP can't really be recovered easily.
You're right, but I'm also not a frontliner.
You can be. What do you do? What, Kevin? What do you do? Do you have like
I can
IP
do
or-
it. I can do many things.
Yay, room reuse.
Then I'll give it to Kevin then.
No, don't give it to me.
Oh.
No, don't. I don't want it. I
Okay,
refuse.
Serena then. Serena then. Fine. Double half shield other.
Okay.
It probably makes the most sense, actually. I actually don't remember what Torsiv does as a combat type.
He's a.
I'm a wizard, so
Right, yes.
He should really have a token on the map.
Yeah, that would probably help him see a bit.
yeah. Now I don't see anything.
What does it look like? A vampire.
Was who what? Huh?
He's
Kevin's guy.
He's a bleached gnome.
That doesn't look like a gnome to me.
It's a bleached gnome. That's what it looks like.
No, look in the journal. You have a different token there.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys see anything else? But yeah, there it comes.
There we go.
So 25.
And he's there. I'm just getting a token for him.
Yeah, I got one.
Is that HP?
Yeah.
Do remember to always prepare a false life because it's so good.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
You can get pretty naughty with an investigator,
I'll
as
use that
demonstrated
fellow.
before.
So y'all walk in, and you see a dude.
You are under arrest on suspicions of trying to murder the Great Commander, or whatever his name is, Lord Commander.
It's too late. They're already dead. Their souls in the rough beast's stomach, being destroyed.
Kevin, sense more of that.
I mean, if he believes it, it doesn't matter.
28 sense motive.
28 sense motive. You meet the DC. He's lying.
So he's a filthy fibber. He's lying.
We know you didn't kill your children. You love them. Detective Conan music starts like.
If you lead us to your children, we can resolve this peacefully. That'll be a diplomacy. 19.
He smiles and finally
Third.
said,
30 diplomacy.
alternately, I could take care of all of you. And then I could erase her memories to freeze her in the moment she thought her children had died. Forever!
Good plan.
Yeah, enough of this. I'm rolling initiative.
Yeah, that's a thing for you guys to do. Let me get initiative up. Don't roll in case. Okay, you're good.
A darn 6.
Let me change my macro up here. Because I actually now. have a slightly better initiative. So, change.
It don't sort into for. Give me a second. Oh, that's really weird. I think I have the same mod for both characters. So that works. Good enough. So that'll be my initiative.
What's your dex?
Not great.
Oh,
What?
oh,
What's the third degree, man? I mean, come on.
All right. So, and then actually, there's one other thing I need to do. So let's just get so on her turn, she is going to demand will saves from Jessen and let's say
this guy's a dude.
yeah. I might slip up in terms of gender because I switched their genders from the mythological characters they're based on, and so I think of them as the other genders that they are.
Of course, a woman would kill her children. That does actually make sense.
Well,
The mythology.
it's a thing that happens.
Yeah.
That's
In the Medea, the children do actually die.
That's because the woman was the one who killed them. But the dude can't kill his children. Come on, dude.
I don't know. I mean, murder-suicide happens a lot with guys. It's just that it's far more
So
tragic.
So Jessen gets a will save, and one of y'all. Let's go with Quist. Make a will save.
Coming up.
Oh shit! I have to roll that.
Ooh, that was bad.
Yeah. There's this thing. I mean, and if you don't like the result of this Quist, blame Kevin. There's this,
Okay.
What the fuck did I do?
This was the slumber hex.
Oh god.
Son of a bitch.
So Quist, you're asleep. Jessen is
Okay.
asleep. And come here, she also says. Quist is asleep. Hell Knight will wake up as standard action. Will wake up Quist.
Awesome.
And then
It's insane that he has the split hex so early on. What level is he?
12.
At least, yeah. Holy, that's up there.
Kevin.
All right. Well, this will be a thing. What's my speed? 30 feet. Oh, cannot quite get there.
Roll perception,
I know.
by the way.
Perception.
Actually, never mind. You wouldn't get high enough.
Okay. 5, 10, 15. Move to there, and I will use a spell I have. Telekinetic projectile. I'm assuming there's like rocks and stones loose about.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be much. So this will be a chance to work. 24 hit regular AC.
La. We have mage armor on, and yes, 24 hits.
For oh my god, for 10 damage. That's such shitty rolls.
Damn.
Oh, sorry. I went invisible for a brief moment right before I made that attack.
All right.
But I only did 10 damage because sorry if I shot for shouting, but that was just shitty rolls.
Serena.
Okay, can I charge from here or no?
No, because there's a Leon in the way.
Alright.
Hold action and I'll move.
Okay, I'll hold action.
Okay. Leon.
Let's say 30 gets me there.
Hiding behind me.
That's 35.
I should probably continue my movement just so that I can get around a bit more, because I can't attack from there anyway. That's 60. Yeah.
Okay.
Darbo,
Hmm.
your turn.
Now you can charge.
Okay, I'm gonna charge. Alright, let's see how this goes. $28.
Yeah, 28 would hit.
Okay. Let me get this right here. Alright. 13 damage.
All right.
That ends my turn.
Sana.
A double move to here, provoking.
Doesn't have a melee weapon.
Cool. That is all.
All right.
Actually, I would like to cast a spell as a swift action. Lieutenancy of Eloquence. There is no save. He is fascinated for 1 round.
All right. I suppose that happens then. Quist.
Yep. Dorsive.
And everyone do give me perception checks this time.
Okay. 27.
Ernst, you hear
7.
like the piddling of perhaps invisible footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
38.
Landir, yeah, you hear like little half-orc gasps and breaths as someone skitters across the room.
Can I have a direction on that?
Such a high perception check. Considering that they would have shit for stealth, I'm just gonna let you pinpoint the square.
Which would be...
I'm pink. Oh, there's GM layer.
Ah, right by him. Okay.
Poppy, Poppy here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Torsive to drop.
When I casted my Raise Dead, did I actually consume the charges of Lay on Hands, or since it didn't work, it didn't consume any?
You probably did.
Okay.
I think I muted myself here, but can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, cool. So I did the magic missile and my turn.
Okay, you did magic missile, so...
Does he really not have shield spell on him?
No. Had to save spells for other things.
Cool.
1, 2, 3, 4. He's gonna actually hold back to do non-lethal damage. And miss as a result.
Oh, right.
So fascinated then, since he didn't actually take damage.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been allowed a second save, but since there was not an initial save, he does not have a second save.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what I can do for the kids.
Want to see them to go to their mother and hug her, I guess?
Is your mother on the board?
I've not got a token for her,
Jesus.
but she's back toward where you started,
Okay, then.
asleep.
So I know their names.
Yes,
Well-
you would.
Yeah, okay. So I'll make that roll. D20.
Foul and harm. Go to your mother.
Yes. We are here to save you. If you go to your mother, we will dispatch this. We will take care of your father, and you will be safe with your mom. Full 42 diplomacy.
There will be an opposed roll by her or him saying,
He's fascinated. He can't talk. You could just look at me at
Yeah.
my
it
dazzling eyes.
doesn't have ranks in it anyway, so there's no way it would win. So the kids actually have a turn, but on their turn, they'll do as you say.
Okay, and then on my for my turn,
Good
I
luck.
will 5, 10, 15, 20. Let's cheat for that. I will again. Briefly turn invisible as I attack. It seems it's a very odd thing. If you're paying close attention, you'll catch it.
You bump into a half orc child.
Okay, I knew that they were there, so I'd end my turn there.
Okay.
Or yeah, I'd end my movement there, I should say. And then I will make my attack. 20 plus. Does a 31 hit?
Yes.
Oh, this would be flat foot, actually.
No, he's not fascinated.
I am-
does not.
I'm invisible at the.
Oh. Yeah, that's so awesome.
I guess he would be.
And he's no longer fascinated when he takes damage. That's just
Mm.
immediately dispels it.
1d plus 10 plus
Okay.
8. That will be 28 damage.
What exactly is happening here?
I'm basically using sneak attack-ish thing.
Yeah, but what are you attacking with?
Star knife.
Okay.
Sorry, that was.
Well, maybe back to do non-lethal. I know you can do that with a precise strike.
Nothing. I'm not built. I didn't. I'm just trying to take this guy down. I want to protect the kids, so I'm trying. I don't care if I kill him. To be
Okay.
honest.
Okay. Blip. 16 to hit.
No.
Hey, fellow star knife.
Yeah. Because Desna.
Same here.
You know, if I were mean, I could decide that because you missed by the amount of cover, you hit the kid.
I have precise shot.
Aw.
That's fair.
Actually, speaking of, is it a 17? And if he's
18.
undead, it's an 18. Yeah.
He's not undead. The AC is 19, I believe.
Oh, well. I missed by 2.
Okay. Serena.
All right, I'm going to full attack him now with bonuses.
Okay.
And flank.
Exactly, and crit threat.
Okay.
Uh,
Would you like to hold back
Cowboy-
your non-lethal damage?
You did see your commander do non-lethal damage, or try to at least.
Okay, so that takes that down to a 29.
That hits.
Okay, I'm rolling to confirm, so I could do a non-lethal crit here. 17.
Does not confirm.
Did you count flanking in?
Yes.
Cool. Well,
Wait, why is the to hit roll 8? Or wait.
That was the non-lethal to hit. Non-lethal confirm.
Then why is it 15 instead of 14? It should be -4.
Yeah, I screwed that up.
Okay, well, in any case, it won't hit.
Right.
Or it won't confirm, rather.
But yeah, but still roll regular
Yeah,
non-lethal
roll
damage.
your damage.
Okay. 12.
Damn.
hell yeah.
I didn't get able to get to my thing.
Falls down. Daddy! Then you see the kid, you see, so, combat is over.
I'll tie him up and heal him with my lay on hands.
Make a combat maneuver check. Or rather, it won't be you. As you are doing that, two kids who don't understand how invisibility works reveal themselves in the process of trying to push you away from their daddy. I don't have half-orc children, so...
Tint them green.
Don't worry, kids. I'm trying to take care of your daddy. He's hurt
So
right now,
this-
and I'm trying to take care of him.
This is where I'll leave you for today, guy.
All right. Enjoy your
Yeah.
night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye
Yeah,
then.
no. If they don't get away from their dad, I'm gonna roll intimidate.
They cradle their dad, who they think you may have killed.
And their mom is right there. So
Yeah.
Somebody go wake up the mom. She'll come here and take the children
Hell
away.
Knight.
22. I yell at them and say, "Get away from him! He's an attempted murderer!"
they probably grab onto him tighter.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. That's a 22 intimidate, and they're children, so they shrink away. No,
What?
they hold on to him tighter. Because
Yeah.
their source of protection.
Yeah.
A standard action wakes up Jessen, who runs over, looks at him, and sees that his wounds are non-fatal. Well, the ones that matter. Looks down and cries, looks up at her children, hugs one of them.
That's an actual Detective Conan episode. Come on.
What is?
Like this scenario, kinda.
Damn it.
So I need some perception checks.
Not
Okay.
it.
Everyone's it.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to roll it, and you can't force me.
20.
Okay. Yeah, I can actually. I'm the GM. Make a perception check.
Three.
Yeah, you don't notice anything.
I know that.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, and, yeah. So we'll continue, as Jessen doubtless bombs the roll because fighter. Madoc is unconscious. And the Hell Knight has, I think, a pretty decent perception, so... probably still... I'll check, but I still think no. Anyways. So... You bring him in, so you arrest him?
Yep.
Alright. That's the end of the adventure. Now, one secret that Adas would reveal quickly, now that the jig is up, is that the cloak was actually rigged to do the minimum amount of damage. Because they knew there would be paladins nearby who could handle the situation and stop it from actually killing anyone.
Then what was the point?
They were hoping to frame Jessen for it. And
Okay.
their plan was, roughly, frame Jessen for attempted regicide under the presumed motive of being spurned. While Jessen was in jail or whatever, send a note threatening to kill the children.
She
Jessen
doesn't
would then...
confess.
What?
She doesn't confess to actually doing the crime. They would kill the children. Force her to confess.
Yeah, well, the threat comes from outside. Jessen would then freak out, and then eventually discover that the children had been killed. Meanwhile, Das would be taking care of the children here. They'd be fine. Pernst was not in on and didn't have anything to do with it. But yeah, and then later Jessen would be kidnapped, and the memory modification thing would be used to basically freeze her in that moment until Medoc decided she'd suffered enough, which probably wouldn't have been for a while.
Not a great plan.
Yeah. A little bit thrown together, yeah. I think it's thematically interesting, though.
Yeah, definitely. If only they didn't have Tante Ezit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, when we return back to the court, my character's going. Okay, my character is going to go look at everything that's going on, and she's going to look at the Hell Knight. She's going to look at all the paladins, and she's going to say, "Permission to be dismissed from this court."
Given that your discretion in doing that non-lethal damage is what allowed this person, who it turns out is not an attempted murderer, technically, not being killed, your hearing is canceled.
awesome.
Yeah, no, I don't feel any reason to be around here because honestly, I haven't been able to aid my allies in the way that is absolutely necessary. All I feel like is just glorified hired muscle. I have no real skills.
You're a knight.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's literally what a knight
And
is.
Yes, but the thing is, I lack the skills to do anything other than that. And thus, if I'm going to be stuck in this, going from city to city, having to solve mysteries like someone in a novel,
I promise
Then-
this is the last mystery.
okay,
The next thing is the crossover, which is a dungeon crawl.
Awesome. Are we level 9?
Yeah, have a level.
Cool.
So, what did we land on for the cohort? This is like puppy me talk.
I will allow you to take the leadership feat. It actually is kind of convenient for me if you do, because that could represent you being promoted and getting like soldiers under your command.
Cool.
In fact,
Okay,
check
so
if there's
what
a variant for that. Do you know what? I'm going to check Ultimate Intrigue right now. It's right next to me. If there's a variant of the leadership feat that's just for that purpose, because there might be.
What I'm looking for is hiring Kufath, who already has the crafting feats, but I want him to take the last at level 7 to take just the forge ring instead of whatever he took.
Check if he's too high of a level. That would be the only
Yeah,
reason you couldn't have him.
He's
as-
level 8, but we can upgrade him to level 7.
I don't think that's a thing.
Well, it's sure.
You can use the memory eraser.
I do that.
You
Yeah.
will lose a few months of your life here.
Yeah.
Even though that's 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Intervals
the
thing.
memory eraser is super special awesome. By the way, I hope you like the memory eraser because it's your loot for this adventure.
Gonna probably
That
sell
could
it.
be really
Okay.
useful, actually.
You're free. In your hands, it'll work like the spell. That was me hand waving something. But yeah, it's worth. Let me check what it's worth. It's hundreds of thousands. It's over 100,000, because it's meant to be your entire loot for all 5 of you this level. It's worth 118,000.
Cool.
That is a bit of money.
Yeah. Which I made that decision. Also, Madocs, you get a chance to loot Madoc. No one is going to stop you.
If nobody's gonna stop us, then I don't know. I'm a paladin. I can't.
You
no,
can.
I can't steal. I can steal. Okay.
It's
no,
not
I'll
stealing.
take- Okay, I'll
Looting-
take whatever he has.
There is a Last Wall Adventuring Allowance Act that specifically states that you can loot people you take down. if you had a valid reasons to take them down, you can keep their shit.
That is really shitty.
Wasn't he innocent though?
A cop wants us to the rigs.
What?
I thought he was innocent though. Was I missed something?
No,
He
he
tried-
was entirely guilty.
He's guilty of tricking someone into thinking their children had been murdered.
Okay.
And
he did like assault.
yeah,
kinda.
he did also send the poison cloak, intending for the royal to put it on. That's still illegal, even though
I see what you're saying. He's innocent of some larger things, but not something.
He assaulted rather than attempted to murder.
Yeah.
That's what. In fact, that's what you're able to explain to the Watcher Lord in court.
We mustn't forget grave robbery.
Yeah, that's true. Grave desecration as well, because he dug up those 2 corpses at the beginning.
And I'm sure there's some crime of disturbing the peace for making everyone freak out for a day.
Yeah. So but he is off the hook for attempted murder because he never tried to kill anyone.
So that might make him knock it down from death to life.
Not
I
even
don't know.
Still alive,
still-
like a few years. Come on.
I'd
Yeah.
still think of it as attempted murder.
I mean, if you're
as per the
even attempting to seriously harm whatever the guy's name is, that's a serious crime that would be dealt with pretty harshly.
Specifically, tried to not harm him too much.
Yeah, he
But-
specifically he
Least amount of damage.
rigged. So a little bit of backstory. You didn't ask them a lot about the cloak, but so the cloak was from their adventures. Madoc poisoned it because Medea kills the princess with a poisoned a poisoned dress and stuff. And rigged it when I pretended to GM roll. That was not actually luck. It was rigged to come up with a 4. So, you could argue that that's still super dangerous, but Madoc's reasoning was he knew there would be paladins everywhere with the Cursed Mercy, and specifically took an action while crafting the thing, which had you gotten a high enough spellcraft, you would have been able to see that this was true of the cloak. And with...
Okay.
which is, one of you eventually got just high enough to realize it was cursed. Had you gotten 5 higher than that, you would have realized it's kind of a fake cursed item, because instead of doing 1d or 4d6, it just does 4 damage per round.
Okay, but if I shoot you in the arm, it doesn't matter if it's in the arm or if we're in a hospital. I still shot you, so it's murder.
Assault, not
It's
murder.
attempted murder.
That's assault with a deadly weapon.
Mm.
And in this kind of culture, attacking that dude is gonna be more serious than attacking a random person.
Absolutely. This person's going to jail for decades.
Yeah, that's more than Humam's a year or 2. That's all I was.
Yeah.
But
But not for life, because
okay, that's fair.
it's assault with a deadly weapon is a lesser crime than attempted murder.
I'll accept that. So we can.
I'm pretty
what
sure
does
in
he have-
American. I'll Google it, because I'm pretty sure that's how it works in American law.
It depends a lot. I know there are things like if you rob a bank but you don't actually get any money, you get charged the same as if you had robbed $1 million.
Yeah.
So the certain crimes are like that. I don't know offhand. It's hard to say.
Yeah. I'll look into it. But there's no military specific version of the leadership feat, so we'll just assume that your followers are soldiers. Humam? Even though I don't actually think they're supposed to be that useful, I'll grant it.
Which is that followers are what exactly?
You've been promoted after these events, and your followers are soldiers. So you command part of the military now. Because you're a knight. You've been given a...
No, you're right. It is assault with a deadly weapon. Well, it's probably just assault.
Let's see. I have character level 9 and then another 7, so that's 16 leadership score. So I have 25 level 1, 2 level 2s, and 1 level 1 followers. 4 level 3 character followers. So I have an officer maybe. 2 lieutenants and 20 soldiers, 25 soldiers. 25 like level 1 warriors.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Probably 5 of them are not actual warriors, something else like experts or something.
All right.
I won't go into it too much.
Yeah.
As for an actual cohort, how do you want to make this happen? Should we do it like Hell's Rebels, where I make it? Should you make it?
If it's Kufoth, go ahead and make it.
The problem is it's probably gonna change a few things because he's not the actual character. He's now like a cohort. So there's a lot of things I need to readjust with it.
I mean, I kind of don't want you to do that. So.
Would you consider the 4-con serious physical injury?
Serious, yeah.
That's about a third of your Constitution score, so.
Okay. A deadly weapon is defined as something that has the ability to inflict death or serious physical injury.
I don't think 4-con can ever deal death.
Well,
and if you're old enough,
it's a serious injury, though.
Had they not gotten to it, it would have killed him in like 3 turns.
It deals like 4 in every turn.
Yes.
Then yeah, that's definitely yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a deadly weapon.
Yeah, it is a deadly weapon, even though it is specifically mitigated with the intent of not causing death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But in almost any other situation, it would kill whoever put it on.
Yes. Without that thing, without that qualifier, it kills whoever puts it on.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So let's finish talking about all that stuff, then we gotta talk about the cohort.
Yeah, what kind of cohort are you getting?
That's the thing.
I actually
probably gonna decide it.
Yeah, so here are your options. Option number 1, Kufoth, in which case I don't want you to change anything about him. You can build him as we go forward, but I don't want you to change his foundations.
There's only one thing that I want to change about him, which is the level 7 feat.
Actually, one thing to note, I have Craft Wanderer, so if you want to switch that out for yourself, that you could do that.
I would let you retrain it, but I would make you spend stuff on it.
Of course. Are you sure you want to have Craft Wanderers?
It made sense for my character for reasons that will come clear later on.
Sure.
Cool.
Then, are you planning on taking Craft Magic Arms and Armor?
I wasn't. No, I won't. I won't be taking that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, I would just want him to retrain his level 7 feat from whatever I gave him to Forge Ring, basically.
Okay.
Because he already had the Craft Wanderers and Craft Magic Arms and Armor. Or you can just go ahead and list the other options.
I need to get going here soon.
Yeah.
So, we'll do Kevin, you message Leon for me. Just tell him the minimum, and then we can text RP from there.
Okay, we'll do.
I guess I will learn things soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I'll try to talk to you on Discord, Puppy, to figure things out, but since you don't actually check Discord, that won't actually be happening.
Damn.
He's gotten a lot better, though.
Have I?
No, what? No! Not even close.
I think you have improved at least slightly because you do respond to us from time to time.
He has not responded ever.
I see a message if and only if you at me.
Even then.
Yeah, but before I would message you directly and get absolutely fuck all.
That's still happening.
Okay.
You.